What's going on, F Google? Hey, Digital Goon. What's up, Ma? How y'all doing? When's maintenance? At 11 p.m. Central. And let's go ahead and do this thing. Actually, I forgot to turn on my bright lights. And, oh, I'm not connected. Am I not connected to Wi-Fi? Does not look like it. No Wi-Fi networks? Ow. Oh, well. That's weird. Low NV hold. Technical issues. Okay, I'll figure that out later. Either way. How's everybody doing today? Sup, Aiden? Man, just digging on the music. Just finished the level 75 dungeon. I saw my scholar. Yeah. Been going summoner. Nope, summoner. Yep. Pop that. Scholar. So much gear. Karuku, welcome to the workforce. Thanks for hitting that subscribe button. And complete. How am I looking on my Aether Currents for the zone? I got 2 done. Ratika Greatwood, I'm just missing 1 quested. I haven't found any. Alright, let's do this thing. Let's do it. What's up, Cody? Oh, man. Oh, my lord. Absolutely. What's up, Married Gamer? Soon, actually. Soon and very soon. Alright, I guess I need to go do that. Just that way I at least get the quest done. At least I get the quest done. So, yeah, Summoner Scholar will be from me. Chris should... Hey, oh, yeah, let me bring in chat. Hey, Sparta. We got Sparta hanging in chat. We're in member chat tonight, meaning whether you support us over on YouTube, Twitch, or Patreon, you can come hang out and voice if you so choose. No worries or pressure. Yeah, I was like, I had it muted. And then I will like quickly mute if they start talking to me. Not the chat, yeah. The game. Happy Monday, bro.
You
okay? You sound tired. Hey, Land Killer.
Yeah, I really wanted to be done with the story.
Yeah.
And my friend is the same way. He really desperately wants to be done with the story. And I pointed it out to him. I wanted to cuss him out. He's a tank. He's running with a healer. And I'm a DPS. And he's like, oh, I want to be done with the story.
Yeah.
It's like, today, I do too.
Yeah.
I have to deal with sorry-ass DPS queues.
Dude, trust, man.
I can't do trust on a roulette.
Well, of course you can't. So you're actually the challenge is you're hunting XP.
Yeah.
Got it.
I was literally needed a
hey,
half
Chris.
a level. I just gathered it. I'm sorry for the cut.
Hey, Kuros.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine. It's tame. Karos92 says, what do you think about this Steam getting their Shadowbringers codes before everybody else? I want my mount. LOL. I think in the grand scheme of things, I think PS4 already got theirs too. I think in the grand scheme of things, what, you're like a couple hours ahead of me? Like I get mine here in a little bit. It's like
you'll get yours at midnight. Well, you'll get yours probably about 2 o'clock in the morning.
It'd be the same back. Like I get from a digital perspective, it's like, come on, like why is this a challenge? But I remember in GameStop, like okay, like I remember when games from a time zone perspective. I'm so glad that some of them that have had their worldwide release shifted to like the release time at like, so it's like, okay, I can play at 11. I don't have to wait till midnight my time. You know, that was always annoying. It's like people are online 1 hour ahead of me. I have to wait an arbitrary hour. Come on, baby.
That's why I love being on the East Coast. If it's released in the U.S. at midnight, I'm always going to be the first one to get it if I,
Yeah. I don't know why don't have my chicken out. Yeah, there's a few. There's like one or two. Well, I've been keeping them out. Like I just spawned in, so it's like I wish I could just say like if I've got food on me, just keep them out. There's like 1 or 2 changes I'd make to Summoner Scholar. For Scholar, I'd give myself the ability to use Aether Flow outside of combat. For Summoner, I would probably turn the Bahamut button and the Akmorn button into one button, or if or my Dreadworm, Death Flare into Akmorn when Bahamut's out, because it just feels like I'm using that as an unnecessary button. If that makes any kind of sense. Oh, what's up? Hello, Kenzek says, I just got my White Mage to 80. I am loving it so far. Congrats on hitting level cap. The new level cap. What do you think about the changes with White Mage? I've been hearing positive things about White Mage. I've been enjoying my Scholar, actually. That's all I've actually run any of the group content on is Scholar. I've been just playing Summoner through all the quest stuff, and then I've been just focusing 100% on Scholar for the actual content. Let's see here. Married Gamer says, "You, sir, are a hotbar cheat sheet." Yes, I am. That I am. So yes, it's like, I love my controller, man. It's like, tweeted at like Blizzard and Guild Wars 2. I try to do it every couple of months. Be like, yo. Bum, bum. All right, that should finish off. That should finish off.
Yeah,
cool.
Twisted. A lot of us. I love all the music. And they did. People found this out. You want to get to +2. You want to get to rank 2
for the orchestra rolls.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I figured it wouldn't take somebody too long.
Google, I am sorry, but right now we cannot team up because we play on Sargatanis.
Hey, Assassin.
And
hey,
just like everyone else on Acer, we are congested.
Hello, my fellow Warriors of Darkness.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm actually at Dawn Meg right now.
Oh, dude, I love that zone.
I know.
Why is this showing me on
Did you
Wi-Fi?
just get to Dawn Meg?
I just unlocked Dawn Meg just now.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm about to go into... and I don't want to do a spoiler, but... Yeah, nah, I'll wait.
Okay.
You'll get to it. You'll get to it probably tomorrow.
Okay.
Going by how fast. Remember that thing I said last night?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm past that point. I figured out the answer.
So, Brian, what do you think of the Monfilia head pats?
So many head pats.
I was like, must screenshot.
That was smart. It was a good choice. Good. Now I'm connected. Let me turn on my lights because I know it's going to get dark. Come on, computer.
There's just one cutscene, but I don't want to talk about it. It was toward the beginning of the expansion, but I don't want to talk about it that much.
We'll get to there. We'll get to it. Hey, what's up, George?
Yeah.
Google,
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. Gotcha. Making connections. So you never know. Like, everybody's got different ones.
Nah, no worries.
And Google, just so you understand, the mount speed, if you're on the bike and you don't have the +1 mount speed, you will get +1 mount speed. But if you're not on the bike and you don't have that mount speed, you'll get regular mount.
Yeah,
So
I've been rocking the bike until I get
The bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, until you get the +1 mount speed, which you have to get through the fate, the gemstone trader. Use your bike if you have the bike.
So Raza, typically yes. So tonight is kind of our supporter night. So it's like if you do a Patreon, Twitch Prime, or a join, but our join button's not working. Hold on.
None the worse for wear, I see.
There we go, muting them. That's how you would get into the voice chat tonight. Otherwise, typically I keep it open, and it kind of sometimes get chaotic.
They turned tail and fled at the sight of the night sky. The children of the everlasting dark have also retreated back to Woven Oath.
So
Try as
interesting.
they might, they could not deny the truth of their own eyes.
It is so interesting.
The sunless sea of heaven, full of love and grace, where none need know pain or suffering.
Yeah, you want to get the mount speed then, Google, as soon as you can.
When the sky's light began to wane, I knew our prayers had been answered. That we were doomed to face oblivion at life's end no longer.
Restoring the seeds of hope.
When first we met, I harbored certain suspicions about you. Now I see that I was right. You are the bringers of shadow, the warriors of darkness.
Oh,
the
Razin,
saviors
congrats
for
on
whom we have
78.
prayed for so long.
I'm going to try to get as far as I can tonight before server maintenance, which is at 11, so it's 7:30 here.
I suppose you're not
9,
entirely
10,
wrong.
11, so yeah.
But we are not worthy of your reverence, nor have we any
3.5
desire
hours.
to be worshipped. If you would pray, pray for your children, that they may one day know a better
Hey, what's up,
world.
cat and potato? That's how I gotta say it.
I will do as you say. But please, let us at least hold a feast to celebrate your victory. You deserve
Yeah,
that much.
well, energy drain from... I don't have energy drain as a scholar,
Sorry,
do I?
Lunar, but there is still
that's only
much
summoner.
to be done and scant time in which to do it. We must go. All of us. For we share the same
I wonder if
path
they'll do
and
that
the
too,
same
Married
fate.
Gamer. Like, some of the narrative stuff will be interesting to see how they address it, because it's at some point, like, is there a narrative shift? Is there a big change? I don't know.
So be it. I ask only that you hold us in your hearts, as we would hold you in ours,
I think he's in love with her.
Now.
That's a beautiful thing.
and ever after. By the boundless dark. This I swear.
You have to think, like, people who've never seen nighttime, how amazing this must be. No, Audie. Now, I have some theories that I'm gonna roll with. Actually, I'm gonna turn off this screen, so we don't have Chris here with us right now. I got some theories, like, in the sense that at some point something has to happen, or they do just a sequel, like where like this game persists, you can continue to play it, like if a decision had to be made, kind of like thing, like you have two parallel universes where 14 continues on and people can enjoy, Heavensward and enjoy those stories, and then you either have 14-2 or you have 17, or I don't know, like I wonder, like I don't know, like at some point, because with the trust system, with some of the things they've built into this game, it just doesn't seem to make sense that it's not available.
I don't
All
think
right,
Brian
chat's
did it right,
back.
too.
Hey, what's up? I'm back, guys.
Hey,
Hey.
Brian, yeah, can you shed some light on this as well? Because
Okay.
maybe this is a server issue or something my friend had, but he was telling me, because I was like worried about using the trust system because of this, but he mentioned that he was only able to use the trust system once per dungeon, and he could not go back in and do it after that. So he was under the impression it could only be used once. I'm like, that doesn't seem right to me.
I can use it
Yeah.
right now. So you gotta go to the trust menu. You're not gonna find the trust under the duty finder. You're gonna find it under the trust menu, and then you pick your dungeon, and then you build your party. You're like, let's get Thancred out of here. Let's bring in.
Oh, it might be because I haven't done
My
Domeg
turn!
yet, so it just shows up with Holminster switch on it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then after that, you unlock trust, and then that's gonna show up in your duty menu for trusts. If that makes sense.
But if you want to do Don Meg with trust, you need to go in front of the Don Meg dungeon if you haven't cleared it, and then you can use trust to clear it.
Yeah, you have.
Okay.
You pick. That's how. If you want to use trust to clear the first one, and I recommend you do, because when I saw the party that I could take, I was like, oh hell's to the yeah, I'm taking him. Hell's yeah.
I know, I was like, yeah, I'm looking at it now, and I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, now
Yeah,
I can do
exactly.
this party with no problem.
Like, it's gonna take me longer, but that's okay. And then it's like
fun.
essentially like the balance with the trust system and and whether you wait on it or not is like I kind of feels like it takes me about 40-45 minutes maybe with trusts. The nice thing is I can set down the controller and go get a drink, and like if I'm hanging out with the kids, like yeah, like I have a lot of options there. But the plus side is like, oh gosh, like I mean, sorry, the downside is the time it takes. The plus side is to be able to kind of step away and the NPCs are gonna wait on me. They're not going to get
Is it-
mad.
Is it still good? I mean, because I am playing as a Dragoon, but as far as terms of the AI, I know I've seen tons of
It's not
videos
bad.
from you
It's
and
not bad.
other people on that for Domeg.
11 o'clock, here in about 3.5 hours, Daniel. Yeah, it's not bad. It's just not fast. And that's the trade-off. So, like, Yeah, let's say it's going to take you 40, 45 minutes to clear the dungeon. The math is that how long is it going to take for you to wait in queue? And so if waiting in queue and then the 20, 25, minutes for whatever the dungeon run would take is longer than the time for trusts, then I'd go trusts, unless you want to just farm fates or whatever. So one of my plans, especially with the changes of the fates, is once I have the cap, I'm going to start shifting over and I'm just going to start fate farming while in queue for like roulettes and dungeons and whatever I can, just to power up my other jobs.
Yep,
Okay.
that's what I'm gonna do.
I think
Hey,
only a few hours, Zach. I don't think it's like an epic maintenance. It's just probably some hot fixes.
3
It's a
hours.
hot fix.
3
Like
hours.
3
Yeah, that's nothing.
Yeah, 12 to 3 a.m. That's it. Which, if you consider, this has probably been like this. I'm surprised. Like when I woke up Friday morning, my friend was already playing the game. He was up at 5 a.m. playing, and he says that was the only time there was an issue logging in. And he said, because it was like 9 a.m. And I'm like, oh, dude, I'm gonna have to wait like 2 hours to log in. He goes, 5 minutes.
Dude, it's been so smooth. There's been a few issues. People were having some connection issues, but I ended up my connection outside of I've seen some stuttering, but very minimal, and it's been just a really and then today I know people are already at cap, and I was like, yeah, we went to the zoo, so I've been kind of enjoying it. But then I was talking to Sparta and even Chris today, and I was like, okay, I'm ready to get to cap. I'm ready to see what else there is,
Oh boy, I'm 3/4 of the way to 74 right now.
It feels like it's taking a good time. I feel like the game's got a really good a lot of meat to it. There's been a ton of cutscenes.
Yep.
And it's like a lot of voice acting, which is really impressive.
Yep.
And honestly, I'm just like, where in the heck are they gonna go? I'm really interested to see where we go with this story.
Yeah, I'm right there with you on that one, Brian.
Hey, Barnabas.
Hey. So yeah, no. Ordinarily, I'm not much of a story person for this game, and to be honest, I've still kind of been skipping every once in a while. But I've actually regretted that. I actually want to be invested in the story, so I might go back after I get done moving here next week, and rewatch all of that.
Yeah,
because I missed out on it. And like I said,
how much have you skipped? Because Chris, who normally skips, he's actually been doing all the story, and he's like, wow, it does take, when you factor in the story, it is a 40 some odd hour RPG. So how much, have you skipped all of it, or are you just what? Just curious.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have skipped all of it so far. Not necessarily even because I've wanted to. It's just because I am in the middle of moving right now, so I really haven't truly had time to enjoy it. So I'm like, you know what? I want to get this content. I can always go back and watch it later. So yeah, I'm almost to 75 now. Nice. And it's been so good.
And Senior Dirtface is saying New Game Plus, which that will be also in probably November. So you might end up having the ability to 5.1. I'm guessing November.
I was saying that, I was like, New Game Plus.
Just do the math. If it goes into voice, guys, so just so anybody who's just joined in and hanging out with us on voice, if they start audibly speaking, I quickly mute. So it's I don't want to be rude and be like, oh, and blah, 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 cut you off. What are they talking about? I love my Roth, dude. I love my Roth.
Ryan.
Yeah.
I just checked the
there's a light
servers.
sealed inside you, is there?
Sorry,
I
Sparta.
wouldn't know it from the outside. You look the same as you ever did to me.
I love the UI for you must stay the course for the others. What if it changes? What if it overwhelms me? Hey, Commisstorian, what's up, dude?
I'm damned if I know.
Hey,
not as
hey
if
there
I
to
can
you
lift a
too. I
finger
like
to help
the
myself,
lower,
much less
caps lock
you.
for sure with the lowercase h. So, guys, if you're not aware, we're going to be
Have faith in your
podcasting with
friends.
Commisstorian
Look out for them and
tomorrow.
hope that they look out for
I
you.
believe Chris
What
is
more
kind of
can you do?
asking for. I think we're going to do it at 4 p.m. Central Time. So hopefully you guys can tune in live over on Twitch with that. I'm really excited to see. I think you hit 79, right?
Think he was telling the truth? Emmett, I mean. All that rot about Hydaelyn being no different from any other primal. If so, what would that make her blessing?
We're just slaves to her will?
Are we just slaves
These
to
are the
her
questions that I must know. Okay. Yeah, he should be on later.
Let's pay
I think
him.
he's trying to get like wrap up so he can get in and start
Lies,
playing because
Phassian, stop
trying to get.
in trade.
We want to finish the story.
Villains, heroes. All a matter of perspective, they'd have you believe. One man's fond memory, another's waking nightmare. Me, I'm no saint or savior. Just another sinner. And I know damn well I'm in no position to judge. When I saw the people of Slitherbound...
Yeah, if you guys haven't checked out Comic Historian's channel, like, do so. He makes some incredible content.
It was moments like that.
I think you actually have a couple different channels, but I've only checked out your main
adventure.
channel.
The quiet after the storm.
The quiet after the storm.
I always took comfort in that.
Yeah, like your content quality, dude, is like. I would hope you would have a team. Otherwise, like, how in the hell do you live and breathe, sir? Well, that's awesome, Carlos. That's great. Well, hopefully you enjoy him on the podcast. Oh, okay. We're going back to the source, baby. I like how they kind of tease us in, right? That's moody and dramatic.
What did the scouts have to report?
Several skirmishes, but nothing of consequence. The fighting seems to have taken its toll on both sides.
A stalemate, then. The Alliance has done well to hold the line for so long.
Yep.
But then they
yeah,
don't
dude.
have Ishgardian
You and me,
reinforcements.
1.0. When did you start 1.0?
Nevertheless, neither side has any appetite for a prolonged engagement. 'Tis but the calm before the storm. And should the Empire choose to bring their full might to bear...
To say nothing of Black Rose. All the more reason to hasten our search. How close are your people to identifying our next target?
Close enough.
Oh, it's fine. You
Though
don't
I
have
have
to.
received some troubling intelligence.
But he needs to love 1.0, man. I just played one. I played since beta 1.0 beta.
Front recently disappeared without trace from the battlefield at Gimlet Dark.
Gimlet Dark.
Odd. Dead seems unlikely. Fled less so. I wonder where he'll turn up.
What's up, Twin Ships? Oh, thank
Were
you
I
very
a
much.
betting man,
Hello.
I would say here, in the capital.
Oh man, 14 million?
Not that any deserter who valued his life would contemplate returning, but a corpse might, given the right encouragement.
Given the right encouragement. Yeah,
The manner of his royal remains, you mean?
The chat wants to know.
Elidibus plainly has no need of a new host, so the question becomes who? It may be that another player has joined the game. Something to consider at any rate. But come, there's work to be done.
Gunbreaker. What do you think of Gunbreaker so far? I mean, all these questions and more for tomorrow, but. So it's like I'm wondering, yeah, like that Gunbreaker versus Warrior.
These
What say thee?
bloodless games make for poor sport.
It's so
Their
broken.
Father, nay, I am a stranger to him in this body.
Interesting.
Besides, there is but one hand that can make me whole again. My enemy, my friend. I know not what entertainment occupies you, but if you will not clear the way for me, then I shall seize the reins of fate once more.
Yeah, there is maintenance tonight, Cody. Here in about 3 hours and 20 minutes. Oh man, Tank Insta-Q. Rip Tank Insta-Qs. It's like it's all about the healer insta-pops now, man. I've been rocking Scholar. Really enjoying it. And awake. Uh-oh. I wonder if I can hear the music as my character. Something's amiss. Yeah, Journey to the Past. Fantastic. Fantastic. Alright, that was a great cutscene. That was a great cutscene. Hey, hey.
Hey, Brian, what day was it that we did Don Meg? When we did, we had that server issue.
Oh, you had a server issue or something?
Don Meg. Sorry, oh.
That was...
Sorry, what was the question? Like, what day?
Yeah, what day was that? That was
Saturday?
Was it Saturday?
I didn't get there until Saturday.
Yeah,
Saturday.
So, I mean, that makes sense, because Friday I thought was really smooth.
Yeah. But we only had one issue. I mean, literally, we've only had one major issue. And I know some people did not have the issue, but they did admit that these servers crashed.
Yeah, did you guys get the, I was streaming and then I stopped at like probably at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday.
Yeah.
And that was as soon as the DDoS happened and I got DC from it.
I like the DDoS was happening, but I didn't get kicked. So I ended up having I mean, it was obvious there was a little bit of like lag in the accepting quests and stuff, but it all worked out for me.
Oh, I got the busy thing next to me, and I'm like, oh, and then disconnect, and then I wasn't able to reconnect after that. But it came back on within like 30 minutes.
I think that's what's interesting about the tanks is like the warrior not having so much self-healing. It's like as a healer, I'm doing a lot of healing. And I'm hearing that the extreme, it's like, well, hello healers, get to work. Which honestly, it's like that's fine. Like if that's what it is, you know, if that ends up being where the skill gap is, okay, you know.
Yeah, that's why my next class is going to be Astro, I think.
Yeah, just for those insta queues.
That has been super nice.
Yeah, Carlos, we're gonna do a podcast tomorrow with Comic Storian, talking about the 14 launch. Looking forward to it.
I still say the Shadowbringers launch is the smoothest.
Yeah, it's crazy how smooth it's been, and besides the DDoS stuff, that's the only thing.
We had one
even with it, like guys, you remember how bad it was with Stormblood? Like it was just.
Oh my god,
that's what I was worried about.
Like people were just livid, and I was like, "There's not. I can't help them. I can lead them to water, but I can't force them to drink." It's like, it's not working. Go do something else. Like you can go do other things in the game. I know you want to get through the story. I know you're trying to do it, but you're gonna sit there. Like when people were like telling me like they sat there and clicked on Raban for hours and hours and hours. I'm like, you made a choice. Like it sucks. 100% agreed. Not denying that. You chose to keep clicking on it. Like, go do something else. Like, just go have some fun. Because, and I'm really happy that we didn't seem to have that this time around. Because if we did, that would just be so gut-wrenching.
I heard it was like 2-hour queues just to log in, and then people were on for like 10 minutes and then disconnected again, and then boom.
Well, it was like,
people.
I got through Roban. Once Balmung crashed, that's when everyone was like, hey, Balmung's dead. So I went and just clicked on it, got right in, got done, and then moved on. You know, so it was like, but I went, like, when I was like, oh, this is not going to be fun, I went and did, I didn't do Fates because they were pointless in Stormblood. I went and did just like, okay, I'm going to do roulettes, and I'm going to do, you know, like, gathering and crafting and stuff like that. So I've activated the first anchor.
Brian.
What's up?
Make sure your role quest is story locked. You have to be. I don't remember what level it was.
I've been doing my role
after
quests.
the first dungeon. After the first dungeon, if I remember correctly.
Oh, where they open up? Yeah. It's that's kind of when the game gets really started. The first part of the game, honestly, it felt like maybe a 2 or 3 hour movie where you just gotta have like one fight. Like it was so like It was so funny because Chris was like, if I wasn't skipping cutscenes, I'd be so much further. Well, he wasn't. I'm sorry. If he said he wasn't watching the cutscenes.
Gear damage is a lot different in this expansion. It happens very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Your gear degrades at a faster rate, I've noticed.
An unexpected error occurred with DirectX 11. All right. Well,
anyone know where the
I've heard some people have that.
is from?
How smooth has it been?
Boomerang? Yes,
DirectX
it's in the
11.
second half. You have to get to the second half. If you get through where you walk into it from Lakeland.
Oh, that area. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, these zones
Yeah, I
so
was gonna
far.
say I just got that one.
Yeah, I did.
I don't
too.
have that on launch yet.
I'm already done with Boomerang. I'm on to the
Nice.
next to the last. I'm on to
The
the
last
second
zone?
half. Well, no, the next to last. So the second half of Galicia.
Nice.
Oh man, these three people are so lucky next to me.
I just did
Anyway.
the 75 lucky, the 75 dungeon, just FYI. So I
Oh,
don't.
oh,
This
you're
next
about
one's
to run it?
77. No, I just did it. Like I did it
Yeah.
before I got on
77.
tonight. So the next one's 77. So that's 71, 73, 75, 77, 79, 80.
I'm trying to get
That's
to
And then we have
77
that gives
right
us
now.
that gives us 3 at.
No, that gives us 4.
Well, I guess 80. Yeah, I guess if you're counting the 80 and the 3 like.
That gives us-
I'm assuming it's an 80 story dungeon, and then.
Yeah.
I really wish we'd see 8-man dungeons again.
Shit. I just realized that. Yeah, there's only 5 leveling dungeons and 4 level 80 dungeons at the start of the expansion. That's insane.
Yeah, and then
That's
all the
insane.
dungeons
Ever
are story
done.
dungeon and not like side quest. So
Oh wow.
put up the shield.
These lucky guys next to me already have their granny mounts.
Yeah, I have mine.
Ow!
PS4.
sighted! They're
Oh.
coming!
Go, man, go. All the Cinetas. Oh, what's up, shield? Let's not have a, oh! It's a freaking, Infinity War moment.
Excellent. The barrier is holding.
That's good news for the Crystarian, but what of the rest of Lakeland?
They're not in the Crystarium.
Lena and the city guard have taken to the field. Thancred and the others have already joined them. Let us do the same.
Okay. Head nod. That's how we do it. As the warrior of light. Just head nod. Alright. When it rains. Alright, I'm back. Can y'all hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
My UI element for Discord, I guess, died when I had to restart the game. Oh, it looks like I'm going into an instant fight. Item level 409. What's my...
It's not that hard of a fight. Just
Yeah, but I'm like, I could probably... Let me go check the markets.
I would recommend going as a DPS though.
Yeah, I'm gonna come as DPS. Like, if I don't need to, then I'm gonna...
Actually, Sparta, I was gonna make a joke about that thing you just said.
What?
They said, oh, they put a lot of work into this, and I agree. And I was just gonna say, well, Tom Holland did all of the heavy lifting.
Let's see, yeah.
Quick question for you, Brian. I have a friend of mine that does Scholar.
Yeah?
And he tells me, well, he's still working through Stormblood right now, but he's just told me, like, he's going through older dungeons and content, and he goes, my skills is like a graveyard, and he goes, he finds it boring.
For Scholar?
Yeah.
Scholar feels really good, in my opinion.
I guess it was because he basically does, like, 2 hits, 2 DPS hits.
Oh, like on the open field?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing. if you're in the open field, you don't have to worry too much. Yeah, but when you start going into dungeons, me and Brian both agree. I healed as an Astro, which Astros they didn't lose too much healing ability, like scholars and white mages did. White mages and scholars both lost a little healing ability lower level. Astros though, they didn't lose a lot. Maybe some potency changes, but this mobs we did Doma Castle.
Mm-hmm.
That's 64, 65.
Yeah.
We were both. I was a 70 Astro. He was 74 warrior. And I was having trouble keeping him alive. Things were literally hitting like they were tank busters.
I'm gonna be doing like
Every other
machinists
day.
and stuff like that after this, so I'll be able to kind of tell you right now. Somebody was saying that Summoner doesn't necessarily feel like it hits that hard. I feel Summoner feels pretty fast, so I don't know if it's about big hits. I think it's about a lot of things happening.
I'm happy with Dragoon, I'll say that.
Dragoon felt really good at the Mediator. It felt really good at the Mediator, where it's like, I was like, oh, okay.
That high jump.
It took me about a day to get used to it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I was so used to the fact of using impulse drive, and realizing I don't use thrust.
Yeah.
So I just had to change down my hotbar, but already I'm used to it now. I just had to make a couple of changes, but
I like its AoE thing now.
Oh, no animation lock?
No, it's like it's 3-hit combo for doing AoE.
Oh yeah.
Just what we need. Lovely weather. Are we begun in earnest? Let's make some haste.
That's why I'm gonna answer Carlos. I really don't think they're going to worry about Hildebrand right now. They're gonna focus on like the raids and all that. Hildebrand's like super casual. We might see something dealing with Hildebrand in like 5.1, 5.3.
If they tap into where they have more trial fights, like they introduced at the end of Stormblood, then I'm like, yes, please. If they're not gonna have that, then I'm like, I'm not gonna bother.
Well,
Let's give it our all.
Mysterium God.
I will just say this: my first experience with Home Minister Switch when I was in that.
Your old what? Sorry.
When I first was in Home Minister Switch, it was coming after those cutscenes and stuff, and not realizing. And when I went in there, I thought I was just fighting normal bosses, and I didn't make the connections. And then once I did, I was like, well, you know what? I go, this is one hell of a way to do a story dungeon.
Yeah.
Like that. And I don't think I've ever seen that happen before in story. Where they did something like that.
They're doing. I mean, if nothing else, they're firing on like all cylinders right now, which is amazing to see. Oh yeah, there's our red mage.
God, Ilbeg is so pretty.
Yeah, it is.
I just don't understand.
Oh, the fairies! The fairies are so good too. Mysterium Guard.
Are you starting to try to understand the language?
Well, it's some kind of blend between made up and Gaelic. You know, I like how they also do a translation in the like in the text. So she'll say the word, but it's like, oh, this is what it means. Crystarian forces remaining.
I like to see these little hedge.
I love that Bane does not need any kind of work right now. All right. Like it's so I feel like we got a lot more out of it with Bane not costing anything. I can use it when I need. It's like, yes, please. Alright. Boom, boom. Dex, welcome to the workforce.
Leave the healing to me.
Leave the healing to me. What's up, Snapshot?
Bane is the... Oh, I'm sorry, Brian. Go ahead.
That's the spread. So, Snapshot says, hi, just wanted to ask when will the cross-hop bar for Gunner and Dancer be coming? I think Chris is going to be working on that pretty soon. So, it should be, like, our goal is to try to get these things out as quickly as possible for you guys. So, you're going to see us up at a lot of random hours once we've finish the story. Because it's going to be like, alright, make sure I hit my dailies. You better leave the you better get the healing done, buddy. Alpha, no. I'm watching you.
I did unlock Dancer, but I promised myself I wouldn't have learned Dancer until after the story.
Yeah. Yeah, like Chris has Dancer and Gunbreaker. And so I'm going to have Summoner Scholar. Then I'm going to do, if he's working on, like it depends on if he's working on his tank, I'm going to shift over and focus in on Machinist and Monk. And then Dark Knight, Paladin. All the good stuff, man. All the good stuff. Let's get this going. Hit him hard, Bahamut. Yeah.
I'm going to try Dawn Mag with a trust.
Dude, do it.
See how that goes.
Tend to love. Tend to love and care, baby. Oh, yeah. Go this.
It's not bad with the trust.
Oh, man.
I will say one
Bahamut.
thing. I will say one thing. To make it, because I kept getting wrecked by the first boss. Follow the NPCs.
It's not a bad call. What's up, Christopher? Both great classes, yeah.
Because the first boss is like a truck.
Yeah, I've seen videos where he does like these geyser throughout the sword.
Yeah, and you can chain them into you. That's how I kept dying. I'm like, oh my god, stop, please.
Yeah, no, I had huge problems with that too because the range on them deceived me. So they looked so small, and like my first run, I was just getting blown all over the map, and I was like, well, this is eventful, I guess.
So, what happens if you die?
It's just like with you just go back to the beginning of the dungeon.
So, your healer can't res you in the dungeon?
No.
Oh.
You will rue the day you crossed my
And
path.
if anything, like one of your characters,
good job, guys. Good job,
in
team.
the trust, when your limit break thing is up, there's a good chance your trust is going to use your limit break immediately. So, especially on a boss. So I would actually let them. Yeah, I would actually let them do it because my damage compared to the trust damage was way higher.
What do you? Sorry, what?
With the limit break, I think.
Oh yeah, like the numbers are all different. What's up, John?
Yeah, that's what...
Oh, thanks, John. Really appreciate it.
Sorry, I did that little cough. I just had to make that joke because I saw a meme on Reddit about Ishtola talking to Alice, and Ishtola tells Alice, I gotta invoke upon you this special duty in trust. And Alice is like, what is it? And she goes, limit break rights. I guess she's a little bit pushy with the button.
Yeah, she drops the limit break. Like, if you're not going to use it, she is using it.
It's Brian in bot mode.
Oh, hey, Chris is logged in.
I'm just messing with you, Brian.
Speaking of boss fights, though.
Yeah.
I was telling Chris yesterday on stream that your guys' Titania guide helped me out substantially. And I was almost sweating during that fight because
it was intense.
Yeah, and the group
fun.
I was with, we ran like probably 4 or 5 times before we cleared. We had all ranged DPS, and so that was kind of an event.
All ranged, wow.
Howdy, I'm back.
Hey, Chris.
Welcome back, watching that cutscene.
What's up, guys?
Man.
Hey, Chris.
Oh,
So Chris,
that
Comic Historian was I don't know if he's still hanging out in chat, but he was hanging out. We're talking, so he says 4 o'clock tomorrow works great for him. And if that doesn't work,
Great.
like if for some reason your thing
My
needs to
life
change,
has just spiraled out of control in the last day. It's all been good news. It's just
Yeah.
like I'm still wearing yesterday's shirt.
I know that feeling.
dude. So I'm doing the that fight with all the sin eaters. That was so far so pretty epic.
The solo thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still
Are you
going
still
on.
in it?
Yeah, apparently.
It's a long battle.
It's a
In the middle, I
long-
did point out, like, they have got to start building checkpoins into these things. Because I didn't die, but, like, what if I had?
I did. I failed.
Oh, no.
Long
Yeah,
as
I
it.
failed.
How
Let
long
go,
are
welcome
we
to the
talking here?
workforce.
10,
Easily as long as a dungeon.
10 to 15 minutes.
Really?
10 to
Yeah,
15 minutes. It feels like... It feels like all but the last boss of a dungeon.
Where is this? I just got to the entrance of Dawn Mag.
It's the 75 like instance battle fight. It's
So
pretty cool.
one like every other level. So you're only.
Okay.
It looks like we're only going to get 4 or 5 of these things, but I don't know that for sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
a lot
I'm
of
just
bears.
doing Dawn.
A lot of wicked
using-
white bears. Wicked white. Wicked white. Wicked
I'm
white.
trying my hands at the trust system in Dawn Mag right now. So far, so good.
I love that.
Honestly,
I can
the
weave
hardest
entrance.
part of the trust on Dawn Mag is learning
Trusting
what
them.
they intend to do on the second boss.
Yeah.
And as soon as you learn what they want to do on the second boss and you adjust, it's fine.
On your feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
good-
they're going to go where they're going to go, and they're not asking. So if you
Yeah.
run into a line and they want that line, they're going to run into it too.
Oh,
And the boss
Oh,
is
man.
going to get buffed.
dude, Valtteri is not effing around, man.
What do you mean, Jabba the Hutt?
Yeah, Java. He is not messing around. He's like,
trying to be.
His hands are so big.
oh, I know.
All right,
That's
I
not
just-
how that works.
I just see him and I just think of Jabba right away.
It's got a very Java vibe with the Sin Eater, like hanging out just like with petting the tiger, you know.
How did you think everything turned out with Yustola?
Oh, it was good. Like, it was a good callback, you know, because it's like we've seen her do that before. Twisting, interesting piece, obviously with Emmett Selk. So like that's where I think ultimately like I'm like okay, well, I'm loving it. I'm like I'm ready. I'm like what's happening? Like let's just put the pretenses aside. Okay, what's real, what's not? Am I enthralled? I must know. Andrew, welcome to the workforce.
Brian.
Well, so that brings a much more theological discussion in that if something is known in advance, does that make it preordained? And if it is preordained, does that remove free choice?
Yeah.
Because if us being tempered doesn't necessarily mean that we don't have choice.
Right.
It's not the...
Right,
doesn't
because it
make
could be a
us-
whole different kind of tempering too. I mean, right?
I
You
don't
know?
think we're tempered. There's something that Emmett Selk said in the cutscene.
I think
I
we're
don't
like
know if
I think we're like
Brian- There's
Asians.
one more cutscene.
I
that
think we're like
Brian wants to
Asians.
watch that kind of
Yeah.
has like a trilogy that really helps shape kind of.
I'm
Diana
loving that
Asians.
Chris has been doing the story because it's like
Yeah.
now I can actually be like, okay, yeah, oh, like Chris, oh, we're good. Like as opposed to like, oh yeah, the story. And Chris is like the thing I skipped.
I will not be outdone.
Yeah, I felt bad. Someone was trying to talk to me about that today. I was at another GameStop visiting, and one of the girls behind the counter was trying to talk to me about it, and I'm like, I have skipped every cutscene since ARR, and I don't know who anyone is that you're talking about. I'm so sorry.
It's so good now.
Yep.
And I would definitely suggest if you
5.1.
like 5.1 do the new game plus.
Yep.
Because the story, if you follow it from the beginning.
Yep.
Well, yeah, and I was starting another character, and then they kind of said that because I was worried the new game plus was going to get pushed to like 5.3 or whatever, and you know now that it sounds like it's 5.1, and it's like, well, I'll just do
I'm
it on
so
my-
fast as a summoner. I love it.
But I will say, okay, give me one sec, Christopher, and I will send you an invite. Just tell me when. Because I don't know where Chris is, and I know Brian is in that.
If naught else will
Yeah.
suffice.
I am editing. I am editing.
He's finishing a video.
Katana Rebel.
May the 12 guide you.
It just never went out today.
Like,
I did see
the stars see something, and it's like, no, you can't be teasing that kind of stuff. You
Let's give them a
can't.
show.
You can't drop that kind of like, oh yeah.
With heart and steel.
With heart and steel. Wipe these guys off the face of the planet. Thank you. Or the shard. Oh man, I just can't. I'm loving it. Oh god. What's up, Chris? My in-game name is Keel Voidbringer. I like it. I don't like it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh,
I will catch you guys later. I have a call coming through, but if you're going to still be on, I'll come back.
There you go.
Be on until the servers go off. Have a good one.
All right.
See ya,
Catch you guys then. See ya.
Brenda's
duty complete.
Did you get both?
Confession of Faith. It's the first time to see that one.
I saw some spoilers earlier today that I won't, of course, mention because you guys are enjoying the story.
Yeah, go Mephilia.
For a trial coming up later in the leveling, and I have to say I am incredibly excited for the upcoming trial.
Ah, God damn it!
Lena, no.
Lena!
All right, Keel has joined Work to Game. Sweet.
Yeah. Lena, hold on.
What's happening?
They turned on me.
They turned on me. Oh, wow. Behold your end. Nice! Nice from the trailer. Oh, damn.
Thancred!
This one is mine!
Yeah. Oh, daggum.
We need only hold out a little while longer. Reinforcements are coming, remember? The captain said so. We're going to be all right. Run! Run, damn you! The Warrior of Darkness has returned. The Bloody Knight has returned. So stay with me, eh? You can't go dying now. God damn it! Please let this work. Please let this work.
No.
No. No, no. Stay back. Stay back. Help! Help! Anyone! Why did you spare me? Why? What have I done to deserve this mercy? Forward! Forward!
Just crawl.
If you can still hold a sword, follow me! Wounded to the rear! Weapons at the ready! Let's make this count!
Fight and struggle. Seek salvation by your own hands. Though the losses be grave, endure them. Though the victories be hollow, claim them.
Boom. Alright, chat should be back. Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir, we can.
Oh, man.
Chris just left for to go do his voiceover work.
Okay, cool. Excellent.
Yeah. But, yeah, like, man. Okay, this is another thing I'm realizing. There's these I'm just hoping that with the 5.0 story being so good, like, we're all in agreement the 5.0 story is so good.
Yeah, we're all in agreement.
How good? I mean, I'm like, are they just going to just, take it soft and easy with the 5.x stuff?
I don't know, man.
Or are they gonna go just as hard?
I think that's where ultimately the whole expansion will get rated, right? Because it's like if they just kind of like phone it in, which I doubt.
I don't want them to phone it in. I want them to go just as hard. I don't care if it has to. I'll even admit this. Yoshi P was saying, like, if you want a more in-depth story and you want more content, would you accept, a 6-month, development cycle, meaning 5.1s in 6 months, meaning the expansion would take 3 years, and then really and truly, my answer is yes.
Mm-hmm. But what if they can do that without having to go that further? With Square Enix invest the time and money.
I don't want them to. I want them to take longer time because we hear about it all the time with Japanese companies. 100-hour work week, and all this other stuff. I don't want them to burn out.
Right. That would be the worst.
Yeah.
All right. Where are you?
Unfortunately, I think Japan is moving away from that.
No, they're not.
No? I mean, I don't know. I guess I was just thinking based on some recent stories of Sakurai is kind of wanting to take it easy here after Smash Ultimate and all the stuff that's been going on there, so.
Hey, 1 second, guys. I'm going to go be right back. Andy needs me. Oh, Vay, thanks for the cheer. I'll be right back.
But, this is the thing about the whole thing with Sakurai. So, yeah, Sakurai has that power because what people don't realize about Sakurai is, technically speaking, yes, he primarily works for Nintendo.
Here we go. Money talk.
He owns HAL Labs. He is the owner of the company. Sony or Nintendo pays his company to do that. He can do what he wants. He could have, with Smash Ultimate, he could have told Nintendo to F off. He didn't because, well, just money. But yeah. With companies like Square, though, crunch time is a thing. And you're thinking 100-hour work weeks? Try 200-hour work weeks during crunch time.
Random side note, but has anyone been playing Mario Maker?
Talk to Maddie. I heard Maddie was playing it, but I ain't played it.
I've gotten to play a little bit of it. I've been mostly focusing on this and moving stuff, but Yeah, no, I've had a really good time with it so far, and I missed the first one on the Wii U.
Same.
Which I had a Wii U. I don't know why I never got it, but no, I'm actually really glad I picked it up, and I played probably 3 or 4 custom levels at this point, and I just started the story mode a little bit ago. But no, I've actually really enjoyed it, and I didn't know that I was going to originally when I got it. Something nice to do when you're in the long DPS queue or something, and you don't really feel like doing much else. You're like, I guess I'll distract myself with some Mario Maker, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I've mostly been working. If I'm not working, I'm sleeping. If I'm not sleeping and working, I'm playing this. Oh, I knew I was being son. I'll be right back.
Alright, I'm back, guys. And can we get some hearts in chat for Vey for his epic dollar cheer? Appreciate Vey and his support and supporting the channel. Okay, sorry. And Annie was just like beside herself. She's got to go in through that. She's not yet 2, but she's about to be. So it's kind of that terrible 2s. Alright, where are you? There you are. Anguished Guard.
My parents told me I never went through my terrible 2s, but I went through basically terrible 4. I was apparently just a nightmare for the first like 4 years.
Man.
My mom told me I never slept a full night until I was 4 years old.
Good night, dude. Ouch. Are you a single child?
No, I'm actually the last of 3.
you put the bookend on it.
More or less.
Yeah. He's not sleeping.
My mom basically categorizes it like this.
I
was the word.
Is there something you need?
It's freaking epic, dude. $1 million. I'm just in love. I'm in just so love with this. This is dark. No, fine. How are you feeling? Shouldn't you be resting? What would the guard do without their captain? Thanks, Sponge. Thanks for repping the heart.
Appoint another. A captain's place is with her soldiers in the field. Don't pretend you're not of the same mind. You fought well today. Saved a great many lives. Thank you. Unfortunately, this war is far from over. We must replenish our ranks and shore up our defenses before they attack again. Now, if you will excuse me.
I like Lena. I had to say something, didn't I? Don't tell me they got her.
I am fine. Completely and utterly fine. Better than fine. Hale and hearty and still alive to mourn those who are not. who I failed to protect when they needed me most. We've come so far, so goddamn far. I could have sworn the end was in sight, and now... Now they will never see it.
Impudent worms of the Crystarium.
FFXIV, you son of a bitch. Oh my gosh.
The tragedy that has befallen you is of your own making. Divine retribution for your defiance. The heavens have bequeathed to you a benevolent savior, me. I offer you freedom from pain and suffering, a paradise where man and sin-eater might live in peace and harmony. Why, already, our winged brothers and sisters regard me and mine as kin, alike to them in beauty and purity. But you not only reject my prophet hand, but raise your own against my sin-eaters. It is only right that they respond in kind. Let this be a lesson to all those who would walk the path of sin. The wicked shall not inherit this world!
Alright, sorry about sorry cutting you off.
No problem, Brian. Yeah, you have to do the role quest.
Huh, okay.
To even access your class quest. And I thought you had to do the role quest to even finish the story.
I think so. I think it's like...
I heard something like that. Like, yeah, you have
there's
to
some kind of connection. What's up, Brad?
Yeah, you have to finish one of the role quests.
Hey, Defo.
To finish the main scenario.
The best race would be the Hrothgar. I'm just gonna say it right now. Like,
debatable.
no debate. I have finished the debate.
There is debate.
I like that other people play Lala.
I'm Miko.
I'm really appreciative that there are other races out there that are shorter than me, but you know.
Oh, you know, dwarf?
Yeah, dwarves. I think you mean dwarves. Yes.
Yes, you mean dwarves. Because I play in the stall. We're on the first. Remember, Chris? We're on the first. We have to use the names that they're on the first.
Okay, so how many people would think that the trailer of 1.0 took place on the first? Because not the game didn't, but the trailer.
What?
Yeah, because the trailer did have the Chris Star.
Hey, it's Brian.
Yeah, I'm back.
Catch up with me?
I just finished the thing, and Vothri was all floating up in his airships with his little echo mic.
Who are you talking to right there?
Talking to you.
Yeah, but who were you? Why were you standing next to me?
I don't know. Like I went to talk to this NPC. Thancred, I think.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Oh,
now I'm searching for Midfield.
Yeah, this is. I don't think it was because
the guy who's handed out the leaves is here in the city. But go ahead.
Yeah, but they also, I do believe they intended. Well, oh wait, they used Derplander though, didn't they?
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been on the first. Now that I think about it, because they used Derplander, and Derplander has been like maybe what happened was like in the trailer. In the 1.0 trailer, Derplander is holding a leaf. And he gets an echo
And he's
vision.
in the Crystarium. And
yeah, and he gets an echo vision. What if he got an echo vision of the source?
Yeah.
No, yeah, you're right.
Which
Maybe
then starts him on his thing. So he sees the battle, starts him on his thing, ends up causing the flood of light.
Maybe I think you're right, Brian.
I'm just fan theorying out here.
Hey, we don't know. Like, I mean, 1.0 failed. They basically, whatever story 1.0 was gonna have, they scrapped it. Like, they probably
parts of it. Like, I mean, it's because it's like we had Dell mode, we had like there was it did go in a whole different direction, and it was I think a better direction. Yoshi P definitely took over.
I'm trying to think, what was I gonna do?
Hey, yeah, we are in the same spot, Chris.
Oh yeah. Anyone want to do some roulettes?
Not right now. I'm gonna try. I've been doing that, so like my XP has been fine so far, and so it's kind of like Chris and I were talking. I was like, yeah, we kind of just need to, I need to keep pressing.
I'm just doing a roulette just to be on the safe side because
I want to try to.
I don't want to run into a wall again.
If I run into a wall, then yeah.
I'm right now currently 78 doing level 78 quests, and I think the next dungeon is at 79.
Yeah. So last order, did you like when you rate ARR Heavensward and Stormblood? Like, don't think of this one. Where do those fall in your precision? Because like I think this is so good because like honestly I agree with oh my gosh why am I drawing a blank on her name? Zeppela. I was like Zeppela, who's like this feels like a love letter. This feels like a gift, like a friend that shows that they know you so well, and I'm absolutely inclined to agree with what she said. I think she said it perfectly. I'm gonna just teleport because
that is a tough one. If I were to rank them though, I wouldn't rank them.
Oh, thanks, Brad. Yeah, I'm frustrated by that too. Go ahead, Spider.
Each of the stories. So if you take ARR story, you take the Heavensward story, you take Stormblood story. Don't think about the tie-ins, where it led into each. Think about them as a book series. Think about them as a George R.R. Martin book series.
Yeah, they build on each other. So a lot of the stuff is like I think one of the things I really do appreciate about Shadowbringers is how like there are these callbacks, and I think the narrative focus here is also very, very strong so far, and I'm not hearing anybody who's finished the story saying otherwise, and so it's like it really feels like it is just a like not. I don't feel like it's linear in a way because but all stories they write will be linear, but it's that like I feel like it's just paced perfectly. There is just so much content. I mean, I could see how if somebody does not like story, I would be hard pressed to be like, you gotta play Shadowbringers. There's definitely other great things about it, but like just from the narrative focus in and of itself, like this is that gift from Square Enix to us, and it's also that gift that as a 1.0 player, seeing the Crystarium, seeing all these things, having the world like tying in with elves and dwarves, and really diving into that fantasy element, it resonates with me, and I've been hungry for it. And so that's why I'm trying not to gorge myself. I'm trying to really like sit back and let them bring out the course meal rather than like fill up on bread. I'm like, okay, yeah, let me just enjoy this.
I agree, and that's why I want to finish tonight. I want to. I don't think I'm going to.
Yeah.
And I probably could have played and got done with the story and everything.
Hey, Ryan Kenny, welcome to the workforce.
But then also the problem is, what would that have cost me? My job?
Yeah, there's no, you don't want to like have your real life impacted.
But at the same time, this whole we're gonna talk about all these different the expansions and all that. Like, it's Square Enix. Mm-hmm. If there's one company that we can trust, and I'm talking trust, I don't think they have ever failed.
What? Ever?
1.0?
Yeah. Like.
Well, I'm saying okay, and they admitted it though.
Right. They fixed it. They bit the bullet and then had to crawl it back. They lost the trust of the player. That was the biggest thing that hurt Final Fantasy.
They thank Brian every month with a cheaper sub.
Yeah.
It's literally an apology for the rest of time.
But so still, like, what company would do that? What company would literally go out of their way to fix something?
Well, like when you look at it from a business
when
you look at it from a business perspective, right? Like, I'm with you. Like, I think there is sincerity in individuals. I don't apply that same philosophy to a company because we tend to put human characteristics on like inanimate things. A company being one of them, right? But essentially, the damage that 1.0 did to the intellectual property of the name Final Fantasy as a whole, Square Enix had to say, like, are we interested in making Final Fantasy? This is how valuable the IP is for our our overall company. And then Yoshi P put together the plan on how to fix it, and it wasn't cheap. So it's like at the end of the day, like business-wise, I think Final Fantasy would have suffered, 15 would have suffered, any other future Final Fantasy stuff would have suffered immense damages by the likes of it, because you'd always have this stain. You'd always have this, and so 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, that stain isn't there because it tells me as a player that if they do mess up, let's say, like, okay, well, whoops, like something happened, they're gonna go and do what they need to do to make it right. And whether they do or don't, like that's still going to be on them. But as a player, that's where it is. And so Dalpha says 13 and 15 did even more damage. I don't think 15. I think 15 still the it's kind of like the echo of how the old Square Enix did things. So I'm really, and I even said it before 15. I was like, I think 15 was a good game, but it was a game that they dealt out in parts, and that's why 7 Remake is still this weird mystery. I'm excited for it. I hear the battle system's phenomenal for people who went hands-on, but it's still episodic, and I'm like, what does that mean? And I'm like, just give me my game. Like, just give me the whole enchilada. Don't break it up like 15 across, like, all this stuff. If he starts talking, guys, I will be muting.
Also, 13 and 15, while yes, they were not well received by the public.
Oh, they were. The 13 and 15 were well received, but over time,
13 was
13 was rated well. People enjoyed it, and then essentially after the fact, then they had this. Then it was. I mean, it was pretty soon after the fact, but it was like after a month after the game came out. All of a sudden, people were like, "What was that?" Like, it didn't have that lasting appeal, and so it has since even further based off of the fact that people have been like, yeah, like I played it. It was a hallway simulator. It was a victim of their lack in development. You look at 13, you look at 14, you look at 15. Like there was this old mindset. They didn't know how to keep up with the times, and then essentially 14 has changed that. So honestly, the game personally that I think should say whether or not how they're going to do Final Fantasy going forward beyond the 14, echo chamber is 16.
Exactly. That's what I was going to point out. Tanner just pointed out what I was going to. Yeah, they were not well received later on, but they both turned a massive profit in the beginning.
Yep.
Yeah, 15 has now, had a loss, but when you've already gotten such a massive profit.
Well, I mean, profit drives the numbers. Like, people sit here and say, like, a company's greedy or they don't care. That's the like, when people, like, just flat out label greed onto kind of a company's perspective, I think it doesn't do, like, how complex the issue might be, because the company might be looking at all the numbers. They're not, like, looking at everybody's individual Twitter, but they're looking at the numbers and the sales figures, and they say, oh, people want more of this. Like, if I sold apples and I sold out every day, it would tell me I need to go buy more apples. And so I would go and literally buy more apples to sell more apples. And so that's kind of like when you look at the numbers, you have to wonder, like, as they operate, like, oh, people are buying this. Well, make more of that. that's working. You know, and it's like, and it's only usually when these kind of bigger, almost kind of like the flood of light happens, where all of a sudden some kind of like thing happens and it just tilts everything, and all of a sudden you're like, yeah, that sucked. I wasn't a fan of that. I'm betting they're about to talk, so I'm about to mute.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
I just got into my 50, 60, 70, which I hate.
Okay.
They keep merging these things.
Yeah.
Ways to make them separate. It would actually help.
I don't know. Then we would have so many roulettes.
I disagree with
Gunbreaker.
Hell. As a new player, I do not want the idea of somebody can filter out a portion of content and now I have to grind it on my...
With your aid, we have weathered a brutal assault.
I like turn-based. They also have games kind of Final Fantasy-esque that are turn-based in that regard. So, he's wary of the light in this case, but
Sorry, I'm late. Though I would not have been had anyone thought to notify me in advance.
As I was saying, it was only with your aid that we weathered this assault. Without it, the Crystarium and all who dwell here would now be gone. For each we saved, another perished. If there is anything
I wouldn't
else
mind
we
a
can do to
classic
help,
old
anything
turn,
at all,
old school.
You need only ask. This is our home too, and we want nothing more than to keep it safe. Thank you. We are blessed to have you with us. As for the attack itself, Vorthri may call it divine retribution, but Sin Eaters are creatures of instinct. A coordinated assault is unprecedented. Moreover, in the absence of a Light Warden, there should have been no compulsion for lesser Sin Eaters to congregate here en masse. All of which points to a single, unavoidable conclusion.
That these minions of light answer to a higher power. He who did claim kinship with them, who did boast of control, not in idleness, 'twould seem, but in earnest. Lord Vorthri.
Indeed. What I mistook for bluster was in fact the truth. The Sin Eaters are his to command. But if he imagines this show of force will convince us to bend the knee, he is sorely mistaken.
I take it your meeting in Yulmore did not end well.
You could say that, yes. But I am wiser for the experience nevertheless. It appears he has mastered a technique which allows him to enslave the minds of others. A fact I discovered when he attempted to use it on me.
I know, right?
That would go
I talk like
towards
this in real life,
explaining
Ma.
the peculiar reverence afforded him by his subjects. There may feasibly be a handful of true believers among them, I suppose, but it would not surprise me if the vast majority were in his thrall.
Had I not anticipated his treachery, I might well have joined them. But seeing his invitation for what it was, I sent a glamour in my stead.
A glamour.
I rather doubt such tricks will avail me a second time, however.
Did you have any luck tracking down the Light Warden in Calusia?
Sadly, I have nothing to report on that front. What of Armorang?
After a fruitless few days scouring ruins, I resorted to asking the locals. While no one I spoke to had seen any sign of the Warden, I did uncover a possible lead. An abandoned mine in western Armorang. From what the Maud told me, it would be a perfect place to stay out of sight.
Congrats, Simply.
Of course, I could never hope to explore such a labyrinth quickly or safely on my own, so I returned here.
Even should we all join in the endeavor, an exhaustive search could take weeks, and with no guarantee of finding anything.
Excuse me.
The Wardens harbor vast reservoirs of primordial light, do they not? Far beyond anything found in lesser Sin Eaters. And isn't it true that the Oracle could see the light of a Sin Eater from miles away? Surely a Warden would seem like a blazing beacon by comparison. To the real Oracle of Light, I mean. The real Menphilia. If we travel to Armorang, to the south where she halted the flood, I could summon her back. What do you think?
Summoning of Menphilia.
Don't.
Don't what? Do what I can. What we both know is right.
Do not presume to know my mind. You have no idea what you're proposing.
But I do. I know why you never said anything. Because you thought you could keep me safe by keeping me in the dark. And maybe I thought so too. But I knew, Thancred. I always knew.
Oh, I see. I thought you were a rather underwhelming reincarnation, but it all makes sense now. The Oracle lies dormant within you, doesn't she? But to draw on her true power, you must become one, both body and soul. To wit, one being must consume the other.
Who shall be the
Who
lucky?
shall be the lucky winner?
This doesn't concern you, Ascian.
But it plainly concerns you. Which is
The
why
boss
your
skill
heart is
casting.
ready
You
to
can enlarge
burst out of your chest.
the target UI, and you can enlarge
Despite the raging tempest in your bosom,
but you can't enlarge their
you
individual
have
more.
never once opened up
You just
to
make
your
it bigger,
young
it'll make it all bigger.
charge. Now, why would that be?
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be really neat too. I wonder. I bet we'll see maybe Mog Station. That's always my guess when it comes down to
Love.
these characters. Yeah, he loves her.
Well, I for one think it's a marvelous idea. Certainly more promising than any of your other suggestions. So, it's off to Armorang we go.
Armorang, back to the desert.
I'll meet you at the gates.
I'll meet you at the gates. Poor Thancred.
Your enemy
All
list
right,
now
I'm back.
shows cast time.
Oh, this
Hey,
is
Brian.
just so good.
Hey Brian, when you mute yourself, can chat still hear us?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I was wondering because we were gonna help someone out and that was asking questions in
About the
chat.
UI?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
handled
Also,
it.
oh, you did? Gotcha. Did you tell him also check the party list as well? Because the party list now shows cast bars as well.
Yeah, it has, right? Hasn't it been doing that? Or...
It did for a while, but it used to not. Like years ago, like ARR and Hemsworth, it did not.
Okay. Well, I don't think it did then, but I think that was a recent.
Yeah, it was Stormblood that started doing it. It's crazy, like how much. Again, it's that whole joke that we were making, like literally for 2 years, and we're still making it.
Yeah. Thancred armor, probably most likely on Mog Station for sure.
Yeah, they probably even I think they actually did. They actually made that joke. Like Square Enix flat out made the joke that it's quality of life again.
I'm just kind of curious because I know like 4.1 had a ton of quality of life. I'm just interested. I think 5.1 is gonna blow our minds. Yeah.
We will know.
Approve application. Boom.
3 months.
That we will. Dingo, Dongo, Dingo Dongo. Welcome to the workforce.
Yeah, I definitely will agree. Like, and wait, this is his third. Like, well, yeah, he still also has had 3.
No, it's still at 30.
Yeah, it's still. I don't think it'll ever get an increase. If it does get an increase, it will be. They have that because of it's server limitations because, like,
I don't think having the quest checked at 30 is server limitations. I think it's just forcing people to do the quests.
Yeah, that too. But I think it could be anything. We don't know, like, everything going on in the back, like the back room.
Now, I asked when we sat down with Yoshi P, I asked that, like, with the achievement log and with the challenge log, if there was a way that they could make it to where we could track that like a quest, and if not, just have it at least update the chat UI. Because honestly, I think that could be something that would be pretty interesting. Because then after, like, oh, I've done all the quests, I've done all this stuff. It's like, okay, cool. Like, oh, you make your own weekly quests, make your own, like, heck, I would even love to see the challenge log have some form of kind of monthly type of content, you know. And there it's just like, yeah, get this done, get this done, get this done. It's like, and then you can track your overall progress. But we were talking about the 50, 60, 70 roulette, and I'm definitely inclined to agree with Chris. It's like the that helps get people into that content. As a, you know, because it's such a wider range. Like, oh, somebody's queuing for 50 or 60 or 70. It is this giant roulette, where then the extreme is this very tiny 2 or 3 dungeon roulette.
Yeah, like I queued 50, 60, 70, and I probably got the worst dungeon in the list. A dungeon that, yeah, it's an easy dungeon, but it's also one of the most hated because of what we had to do at Heavensward. Bar. Aether Chemical Research Facility.
Oh man, I haven't been there in a long time.
Exactly. And no one queues for that anymore. But, because back, you know, you remember back in Heavensward with the relics, people were grinding that like nothing else because it's such an easy dungeon.
Dafa, I would say any roulette that you're willing to do is worth doing.
The only ones, and I agree, the only ones that are like, some of them that they just, that like, there's no real reason to do them, like Guild has. Like the Guild
I don't know, it still can just be for checking off the box, getting the extra experience. They're super fast. Like, for me, I do leveling, I'll do trials, I'll do 50, 60, 70, and then it depends on where I'm feeling, I might do Alliance.
Yeah, a raid and a normal alliance are... Normal alliances are actually pretty fast, normally. Because, again, it's one... Depending on what boss you get. If you get an Alexander boss, I wish they would go back to doing, like, the Alexander raid style raids, like Close of Bahamut style raids, you know, that. Yeah, MSQ is annoying. And Trials, well, yes, it doesn't give a lot of experience. That
I don't know how people can do the MSQ.
Yeah, like I did the math, and it's like with the way things are, like MSQ takes 20 minutes at best, and you're looking at 4 million experience, maybe 6 million at best. Okay, if you get a good fate train going in one of the higher zones,
yeah, they're gonna need to make adjustments to that. Like the overall, like for as much as I love Shadowbringers, it really starts to make the earlier game need some of the features that it has. You know, it's like the leveling roulette would be no issue. Not leveling, but the story dungeons would be no MSQ roulette. Like wouldn't be a problem if you could take trusts, right? So it's like, anyway, well, one of these days we'll see. We'll see what it's going to be interesting to see, like where they go with the game. What does the next 2 years look like? What does the next 5 years look like for Final Fantasy XIV? Because they've built in a lot of this technology. If they can, it's costly, and we're not going to necessarily all appreciate it if they weave it into the earlier game. But a lot of the things is like, oh, they're
in the
talking.
bonds you share. Accept the pain when the time comes to part. Press on, for joy and sorrow walk hand in hand. Beyond Mount Garrick lie the hills of Amber, beneath which run hidden veins of mineral wealth. Or ran, at least. Mayhap they are spent. Or mayhap the ringing of hammers can yet be heard below.
All right. Well, thanks, Patrick. All right, we're back.
Friday. Hey, Brian. We've been playing the game since Friday, but it's like we're in beta. We're not the game. Like people are gonna make mistakes.
Oh no, I get that. I get that. All I'm saying is I'm just really happy that run the same Titania like 40 times. No, I perfectly am willing to accept that people are gonna make mistakes. I made mistakes on my first few runs. I'm not trying to say anything against anybody.
Sorry, what did I miss?
Oh, we're just talking about how like he had a bad experience.
Oh, he had a good experience, right?
Well, he had a good experience this time, but he had a bad first experience in Titania normal on his first time. I think he said he wiped like 4 times?
We wiped 4 times.
4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
And I mean I get it. It's all part of a learning curve. It just was really frustrating.
And these fights.
Sorry, what did you say, Chris?
Have you seen the extreme? Looks fun.
I want to. I want to do that.
I don't know if I'm ready for that level of masochism in my life yet.
I watched Happy clear it. It looked really fun.
Yeah, but I just think like, and these trials, like I think we'll both agree, these trials have gotten a lot harder. Like the fights have gotten a lot.
I think healing is the pressure on healers has definitely increased.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because-
and I play healer mode mainly, so that's why I'm like
Well, it's like I was healing. I was like, oh, gotta be healing. There we go.
The run that I just did, though, I mean, that party was actually really good. We only had 2 people drop, and I mean, I was actually able to do some DPS as Astro, and I was actually,
Nice.
Genuinely surprised.
How do you like the Astro?
Katana Revel.
I've liked it so far. Honestly, I know a lot of people complain, but
the thing is that it's fine for them to complain now, but like if they're complaining in a few weeks, then there might be a problem. If in a few weeks they're like, oh, I get it, it's like, okay, I've gotten used to it, because the question is it just that it's different, and you're like, I don't know, and then it's like,
I think it's mostly because it's different.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, something has to be the bottom class, so like somebody's gonna be right?
Yeah.
Like somebody really did get to be the new bottom class, and Odd Dart isn't the same as the bottom classes from last expansion, so somebody went down in rank, and so those people are going to be upset.
Yeah, and that's fine. They can be upset if they want to, but honestly, I like the changes to Astro. I feel like I'm in much more control than I used to be. Like, I mean, being completely RNG based with only one draw on a pretty long cooldown and stuff like that. Sometimes it just made being Astro not fun, because you kept on getting like the Spire 40,000 times.
And currently right now, the person asking about like, do we know what's in the hotfixes? Typically, we will not know what's in the hotfix. We can make, good educated guesses. But sometimes, like, we've all had different experiences last 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at Friday. That was a completely different experience for both. Like, just between, I came home Friday night, tried to log in, and was sitting in a repeatedly, like, getting kicked for 30 minutes. But Brian was just playing the game, and other people got kicked from the servers and all this. So
I would bet it would be any kind of like, as they've kind of gathered that data and say like, oh, this is
it's going to be a server 6. We know that for a fact.
Yeah, the first, I guess, like, you know, major thing will be on the 16th.
Instant.
Yeah. The is Monk still on the bottom? I don't know. Like
Monk.
I drafted Monk because of how it really impressed me out at the media tour.
I was say I can't.
Never been on the bottom.
Yeah, I don't remember a single time Monk's ever been on the bottom.
Oh, Monk!
Either.
I did not like it in Stormblood. Could not stand it. It was gross. It was just like, oh god, I cannot wait to be done with this job. But then I played it out at the media tour, and I was like, whoa, this is fun. This is fast.
There goes everyone. People trying to Leroy Jenkins. They failed.
Not a shocker. Yeah, you're going to need to re-register. So if you're part of the early access, you'll get your code, or you haven't got a code. I think maybe with the exception of PlayStation, because I think it's all handled on the back end.
PlayStation's all handled by Sony.
You know, so it's like, that's all handled by them. But like, yeah, you'll put in your code. Your early access is good up to July 5th. And then you'll need to put in your code. And if you've got Collector's Edition, you'll need to put in your Collector's Edition code to get your Collector's Edition stuff.
Hey Patrick, give me a couple of days. Let me get through the story, and then I will definitely answer that question. Because that's gonna be the next thing I level is get my 260s, 270.
Hey, Olmfest, yes, you're going to have to re-register. So you're going to get a code. So if you got a physical copy, you're going to have to go pick that up. If you got a digital copy, it's going to be emailed to you. And you should get that on the 2nd, and you will have until the 5th to enter it before your early access code goes away. So there's an overlap there, assuming that people maybe have a physical copy being shipped to them or something like that. And so on the 5th, it'll go away. Now, in that code, if you got a collector's edition, this is when the collector's edition account things go out. So the early access code is its own thing, and we're about to get the game for real.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's just gonna be one of those.
All right. Exporting the dungeon guide. Katana Revel done.
Katana Revel. I like that dungeon.
Yeah, it was a fun dungeon.
Yeah, I'm running that right now with my trust.
Patrick, oh my gosh, you're awesome, dude. Get some hearts in chat.
Thanks,
Get some hearts in chat for Patrick for his $2 cheer. Epic $2.
I will warn you, no refunds on the $2 when I'm venting frustrations about having to learn controller to get that controller guide to you for Gunbreaker, because I will be in charge of Gunbreaker this time around.
Yeah,
and that means I will be responsible for controller guides,
and
which means I have to go back to playing with controller. When I first played this game, I played with controller until I got a keyboard and mouse, and then I was like, yeah,
and I'm gonna have to, and I'm gonna do controller, and I'm also gonna do keyboard and mouse kind of layouts and things like that. So,
the trust system's good. It's just slow.
Iron Rail.
It's just slow. It's designed to be slower than players. Motorcycle is from the Final Fantasy XV crossover event. At this point, it will be from FanFest. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Motorcycle's from FanFest.
You can get it
and
on
it's for sale in the Mog Station at $25.
Well, I mean, we paid a lot more to go to FanFest, so it's like
we did.
Yeah, it's like all right. I'm happy they did the mount though, because like before it's like, okay, we get this whatever. Like I never ended up using any of it. Yeah, the motorcycle's actually fast. Already has its speed, first one speed unlocked, so I've been using that until I unlock the mount speed boost. Bum 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 bum. What?
Here we go.
Thank you, Patrick.
Guys, get some more hearts in chat, please. I didn't see any hearts earlier for Patrick's cheer, guys. Come on, chat. I believe in you. Hearts in chat. Hearts or emotes or whatever. You do you.
You can't see it right now, Patrick, but I'm making a heart at you with my hands.
Let's scooch up here. Desert Coyote. Oh, man, that's a horrible jump, Brian. Let's try that again. Oh, that was too far. I'm gonna get it. I'm really like, these coyotes are like, what is up with this guy, man? Oh! Thought I was gonna stick the landing. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you, sir. Oh, come on, Brian.
All right. Carlos with the game knights. The knights of the game.
The knights of the game. There it is. Right, I see, yeah. Look out. Boom shakalaka. Oh, Angers.
I feel like Minfilia is like definitely underage now.
Yeah.
So when Thancred's like, I need you to keep an eye on her, it's like, I don't. Just want to be really clear here.
Yeah.
Totally parental. A number of overtones in this game need to chill out.
Chill out. No ordinary person would, I think. It is my belief no person is meant to. The talus beareth more than a passing resemblance to the golems of the source. Or doth it appear the
You like Ariante's new look? Well, he decided that he was willing to move to being an Astro as long as he didn't have to keep a global cooldown. You think she's 17?
I don't know. I would think younger. I was thinking like 15. Two hours till maintenance.
We'll see if I make it to the next dungeon. I doubt it. I doubt it. But I'm gonna try to get a morning stream in. I'm gonna try to get a breakfast stream in. If
yeah, my goal is to.
If I'm not able to get to the next dungeon, because my goal is to keep doing at least one dungeon guide a day. She seems closer on that verge of like Age of Understanding and stuff, which traditionally in games can be around that like 15, 16 point.
Wicked White, where did he come
She's
from?
just starting to come to understanding with the significance of her decisions and the permanence of her decisions.
Oh, first warning 1.
Yep. 2 hours and counting.
But the Crystal Chronicles remake coming out later this year.
Oh yeah, buddy.
I am so excited. I have not played that game in so long, and as soon as that got re-announced, even before P3 when they announced it, whatever time last year.
It was so hard to play when it came out. It was like, do you have like 4 Game Boys? No? Okay. So
yeah,
and
that was really frustrating.
I'm excited for it.
Do I
the
have
only
4 Game
downside
Boys?
is like
Yes,
I like
I have 4 Game Boys.
Right, like, but that's how you had to play it. Like on the GameCube with 4 Game Boys, it was just like, it was an effort. I'm really excited about it. Hopefully they have online support, which I think they do. And then the only downside is I like the other Crystal Chronicles better because they actually used HP and MP and the jobs as opposed to this one. So I'm hopeful that if this does well, we get to see them kind of remaster the Echoes, Fates, and Time or something. There's 2, I think, that I really enjoy.
I know. I remember what you're talking about now. For a minute,
Yeah, I'd like to see more of that.
I'd also love to see them do some sort of crossover with that in some way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
In some ways, I think it could work, because there were some similar races. I mean, there's that race that's similar to the Lalas. The Elizin could be like the tall robot guys, and then go from there.
Mm-hmm.
What are we talking
It is
about?
going to
Sorry.
Crystal Chronicles. It is, I think, also on mobile or something like that, where they have versions of it. So they've got it's got its own little following.
Sorry, I was watching a voice cutscene.
No worries, dude. Talking about Crystal Chronicles coming out later this year.
Yeah. So many good games coming out.
Would you guys be okay with them adding a Mutamix to the first?
Yeah. Honestly, the way I'm experiencing the game and everything like it is right now, part of me is like, why would I ever want to leave the first?
I think, and this is, a minor thing, I think they should allow, and yeah, it could become complicated. It could definitely be an issue, but materia isn't an issue. Let crafters do Mutamex's job. Like, don't make us go all the way to Mutamax every time.
I don't know. I like that they lock it behind something that forces a level of laziness to cause people
to do it. So
Yeah.
it makes a market.
It creates an entire market. But that's somebody who's heavily taking advantage of that market. Like, I'm buying all these like primary stat materials below vendor cost right now because people don't understand A, how vendoring works, and B, how Mutamix works. I'm up to hundreds and hundreds of materia gain this expansion.
How many guild do you have right now? Because you've been just like killing it.
How many guild do I have?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've been buying materia twice a day, but I'm at like 13.5.
Yeah, like you've
you've
been nothing but
I'm
profitable.
I'm up 2.5 million this expansion, and I've been buying materia twice a day, and all I've done is MSQ. So anybody that says they're not making money, I have no idea what you're doing.
Oh, were you
I haven't
over
even
there?
Started to try to farm money yet. I do want to see if I can make it to 100 million this expansion. Just to see if I can. That's all money is. It's a high score. There's no use for it.
What? Robert! Welcome. Welcome to the workforce. Is she not going to read it? Oh, because it's right under the 5. So the bot reads anything over $5. Let's see here. I'm a newcomer to Final Fantasy XIV. Your channel has been so great. Thanks for everything you do. Thank you, Robert. Thanks for the cheer. Hearts and chat in or emotes or whatever. Toss in some thanks for Robert. Thank you so much for the $5, Robert, for supporting the channel. Means the world to us. But what means more is the fact that you're here, part of the workforce, and we're glad that we've helped in some anyway. And Patrick, thanks so much for showing Robert some love. Really appreciate it.
I'm not making this money off flipping materia, Christopher. I haven't even started selling the materia. All this materia I'm buying is just an expense for me right now. I'm just stocking it. I'm just stockpiling it all up. I'm waiting for the first raid to come out, the first Savage.
Ooh, speaking of raids, I'm excited to see how they're going to incorporate the Nier Automata raid.
Yes, dude. 5.1 is going to be pretty epic.
Yeah, I think sometime between the 4 weeks and 5.1 is going to be when the materia market peaks, and then I think from there on it's going to be a downhill. So that's when I plan on selling all this.
Thanks, Carlos.
And we'll see.
Thanks,
We'll see.
Divine.
That should be when there's a great need, and yet there isn't the materia surplus that this game has a tendency of introducing later into the expansion.
Actually, now I kind of wonder, like, which bosses they're going to include from Nier. Because
I need to finish Nier before 5.1.
Yeah, no, me too. But I wonder if, like, because the actual raid is going to be well, not like the actual raid, but like the main story raid is going to be Eden, right? That was the name that they announced.
Yeah.
So it actually makes sense to a degree. I don't know how far you got, Brian, in Nier Automata.
I forget. Like, I fought like this epic shit. Like, the ship fights were incredible, and so, oh man, I need to get. I don't remember. It's been a little while, but I was loving that game, and I ended up just getting busy.
I want to say my next thought, but I also don't want to like spoil it and make the connection. So,
if they start talking, just note I'm muting. You never know. Like, I wish there was some symbol.
This guy says he'll give me information in trade for being his best customer. I think they underestimate how much money I would give them to just carry me to where I need to be. Like, put me on a mount, tell me the story along the way, get me right into the back door of the people I'm trying to get to.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make it well worth your time. Instead, they're paying me every quest.
That we must reach Nabeth. So your heart set on it. This place is ruined, nothing more. And you're not getting there in the trolley. The thing doesn't run on hopes and dreams. We're not fools. It's necessary drives. You can insist that the trolley is not an option. At least tell us why. Love of the big kitties. Agreed. It's like my crit is over 9,000. Oh, 73 trial is really good, Christopher.
It's not my favorite trial in the game, but it's real good for not being meant to be in game.
Mm-hmm.
I fully admit that I have not cleared any of the EX trials for Stormblood.
I didn't either. I just I got so busy I didn't do any hard rating or anything. I just ended up leveling. So I'm hoping to fix that. In fact, honestly, once I kind of get, because a lot of people are already asking for the guides. They're like, I need help on this, and it's like, all right, dude. Once I finish Summoner Scholar, yeah, I'm working on this and I'm working on this. I'll get it to you as quickly as possible. But because I'm not full time, because this is not my job, it's gonna be a little bit, but it's gonna be faster than it was in Stormblood. Some people they pretty much waited a year and a half to get a guide for their job, because it was once I did all the tanks, casters, and healers, I was like, yeah, melee DPS. That was rough. That was rough. Matt B, welcome to the workforce.
Yeah, I haven't had any time for him either. I think it's part of the problem. And I'm just, I don't think the patience or I'm gonna say skill, to be completely honest, to join a static, and so it's just one of those things where I'm I really want to do it, but
patience isn't the issue that I think I've personally run into. It's the matter that we always struggled, and our magic number was 7. We'd always be able to get 7 people who were like, let's do this, and then eventually we're like, okay, we have to pick up a random. And that means that every time we pick up a random, we might, if we're lucky, we might have 4 attempts. And it's like, open the toolbox next to Jairk. Sure. We might have 4 attempts, and we're most likely 3.
Jermaine, welcome to the workforce.
And it ends up, Jermaine, welcome to the workforce. And it ends up being frustrating every time, because it's okay, we gotta stop. I'm more than willing to spend the entire time in figuring it out, but you got to get people with that same mindset. And if they don't have that same mindset, then this is well, I'm not really it's not gonna be fun. So might as well go do something that's fun, like maps.
Yeah, I think this expansion, my goal is to actually try and be patient enough to learn the EX fights, given well, I'm also going to be back in school this semester, so Who knows how challenging that will be. But
yeah, we're talking about Tuesday night as kind of a raid night for the workforce, and we'll have to see kind of what's the right way to go about it, because at the end, if I'm not cutting it, if I need to go practice, I don't think, I don't want people to suffer, if they're actively looking to raid. So that's kind of the goal. I mean, it gets a bit challenging, because we're gonna probably try to do parsers and things like that, because there's nothing in the game that tells you if you're doing good, and so we're gonna have to get our stats so we can kind of see where we're lacking, or where I need to improve, or what people are doing, and that can end up being a little bit of a touchy subject if people are just I'm just here for fun. It's well, there's the normal raids,
Hey, Randy. Just easier to answer you. You just got to be level 60.
And where do they start, though?
He asked in Discord, asking where the Dancer and Gunbreaker.
Yeah,
Gunbreaker starts with Danya.
No. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the class quest you have to do to finish MSQ. I thought was tied to your job that you're playing.
You have
Oh, the
to
roll quest.
finish the roll quest.
Okay, and where do those start?
So they start.
Those are in Crystarium,
Crystarium?
near the market board. You'll see little plus signs.
And based
a
off
bunch
of
of them will be redded out because you can only be one roll at a time. So look for the area where there's some ones with red plus signs, because those are for the rolls you aren't, and it should be 1 that you are allowed to pick up and 3 that you aren't.
What are you playing as right now?
I see 3 reds and no 4th blue one.
Just go there. Just go into that area and see if it's.
If you've already done one of them, then they do kind of move from there. But I don't know. They don't always come back to that point.
They don't.
All
I
right,
don't think
I'll,
they do.
I'll look and see. If there was a blue with a plus on it, chances are I probably already did it,
Yeah.
and I just don't remember.
They may have moved it off somewhere. Yeah, because I followed.
But
the
they
tank
should
guy,
they
and he
should
went
come
off.
back. Meaning, like, you should be able to go and, like, if you have done it, like, or if you're in progress, like, it's gonna take you out to where you need to go. So you might check your journal as well. I don't know. I don't know if it has a unique icon or if it's just the plus.
Doesn't. It's just a plus. Which role are you playing as right now?
DPS.
Deeps.
Caster, range, melee.
Dragoon, melee.
I wouldn't know the melee. Okay, so
physical roll.
Oh, I can help you with that.
Yeah, physical DPS.
I'm not that excited about what my tank gear looks like right now. The late 70s. It's looked so good up to this point. And it just isn't doing much for me right now.
I don't know. I like some. I've liked some of the leveling gear. Makes me excited.
Yeah,
for,
and that's what I'm saying.
Makes
This
me
is the
excited
first.
for the
I'm on like
cap.
my 5th set of gear, and this is the first one that I think that I would probably pass on. The axes have looked incredible. I've had some incredible axes.
Have you got the hammer yet?
No. I had this big blue axe that was like, I don't know, like the size of the fat cat mount.
Mm-hmm.
It's
So
enormous.
they have a hammer. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's level 78 crafted.
Lions. No. I like the lion mount.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, now that all the mounts can fly, I'm like, okay, cool. I'll go finish those off. Cause like I was like, I mean, I haven't gotten, I'm not like majorly close, but now it's like, okay, totally.
Finish what off? Sorry,
My tank mounts.
Oh, yeah, I can do that myself.
Yeah, I'll get the Panther and the Lion for Dark Knight and Paladin first, then I'll finish off Warrior and I'll go get Gunbreaker. That'll be much later in the expansion. I'm about to hit 77. So plus quest. I've been just trying to grab all the pluses. Search for the scavengers. Where am I? Oh, is it that way? I love those golems things. Those like in the ground, whatever. Monstrosities.
Oh, you're in
Amarang.
The second half?
Yeah. So the first pair of daggers for Ninja OS pretty dope too. I haven't seen them. I don't know. Like as I've been leveling, I've actually kind of like really thought the gear looked pretty nice. So I'm just like, well, this is great. Keep it up.
I was actually talking to, well, my boss at GameStop and I were at dinner tonight, so I'm gonna be leaving for Michigan next week.
Okay.
And I was telling him about the expansion so far because he's been debating getting into 14 for a while now.
Yeah.
And he is definitely a story guy. So even though I haven't really been into the story, I was giving him like a vague description of ARR through Shadowbringers.
Yeah.
And I think I finally might have roped him in.
Nice. Dude, yeah, land that fish.
He seemed pretty genuinely interested. He really wants to play Gunbreaker.
That's the rough thing. It's like
really
I'm surprised they don't have a version that says, "Get the game and here's a jump potion and here's a level." You know, like how is that not a bundle?
Yeah,
You know?
no, I thought the same thing. The bright side is though he really does actually want to play through the story, so he's okay with waiting until getting into Shadowbringers to play Gunbreaker.
Yeah, but
You don't have to.
people are okay
He says
with
that now.
He says that now.
Well, no, I told him how much content there is between ARR and where we are now, and he was like, "Well, you know, I like a good story,
Hey,
so."
Dutch, welcome to the workforce.
It's just a pretty hefty barrier to entry.
Another taken by the Lord.
It really is.
50.
Well, and that's just where like
150.
there's got to be some rectification of that. There's got to be some correction at some point to kind of go and fix that, because it is a barrier for people where it's like, okay, you know, like, oh, I really like the game, and then it's like you try it and it's like, okay, like, oh gosh, how do we clear that hurt? Like, I don't know. I don't have the answer. I just have what, like, you know, I don't know what the right answer is.
But if you bought the jump potion and then you were to sit there and just back-to-back cutscene to catch you up on story,
yeah,
dude, they'd be sitting there for like 5 to 6 hours.
I know.
5 to 6.
I know. Or they could just watch a work to game video in which that I probably mispronounce everything, and then
Hey.
and then there's generations of people who say it like I do.
Let's make an abridged version of the story.
It's like not my goal. I mean, all they need to do in the game is like, it would be really cool to have that previously, or like, you know, just some form of like, oh, okay, like last time since you've logged in, blah 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 blah.
Let's make like a Team 4-star kind of like FF14 abridged movie.
This is the thing. I actually did this. I got a jump potion, and I sat through all the cutscenes. See how long it would take. This was just to get to the end of Heaven's Work.
Yeah.
It was like 60 hours.
Wow.
It's a large it's a book.
And in theory, it's only going to continue to grow, unless at some point they either do a 14.2, or
which I don't think they will,
or they have it. We finally have this calamity or this ultimate rejoining that kind of rebases the game. So, like
11 and 14 merge into one
would be effing cool.
Nuts.
This is what I think they should start doing. Okay, so when Chris would know this question, and any other WoW user, when did they implement? Where you get one free one? When did they implement?
Probably, I don't know, Draenor maybe?
So what, the 4th, 5th expansion?
Yeah, 5th.
Yeah, so what if they, next expansion, they just say, okay, we know it's a drag, having all the leveling story. Here's the leveling potion, but you still gotta run the story.
If you're not in for story, like it's kind of like,
or if you're not,
that's not how WoW handles it at all.
I mean,
so WoW has an encounter. So WoW has an encounter for basically role quests. So WoW has basically a role quest that you run through at level 100 before you're released out into the world, and it's a primer. And they're explaining kind of some basic lore concepts, and they're mostly showing you how to play your freaking class. And honestly, I think it does more for you than actual questing in either WoW or 14, because neither game does you doing more fetch quests and solo DPSing make you good at 4-man content.
Right.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that one, Chris. I was so glad when I hopped back in when Battle for Azeroth launched that was a thing. I was actually surprised. I had no idea that was even like a thing that they were doing. But it really helped me because I really wanted to play Monk, and I'd never played Monk before, and so I was able to hop into the game as a monk and know what the heck I'm doing.
I think it was awesome. It's like Hall of the Novice, like all the way up to endgame. It's fantastic. Way to go out. And I think you can queue back in again. So if you missed it, I think you can like, all right, I need to practice this. So if you've never played an MMO, it's there to guide you.
I just think getting some actually in-game stats and things like that for your numbers and how you did personally over content would end up going a long way in that kind of training, because that's what Chris and I were talking about. It's like if he wants to try to become the best, or like at least try to compete at a higher level, he needs to have the feedback in which that how is he performing, so that it's like, oh, okay, like that's working, I did good, I did not do good, okay, what do I need to change? Especially as tanks now, because they're probably gonna have more reliant on DPS for tanks, because healers are really more focusing on healing.
Yeah, Leland asked a really good question in Discord about the continuous chat dialogue. I don't know if you guys knew about that.
Oh, yeah. How it automatically moves forward?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Press
I love
the
that.
square button on controllers. On PS4 controllers, so...
It's
square?
It's square on PS4, it's X on Xbox.
Yeah.
And you can make it automatically advance forward. It's really nice.
But be
Level
careful,
77.
but if you have to read the text, make sure you turn that feature off.
I don't know. I seem to read it okay.
Yeah. I'm used to watching anime, so I read quick. It's...
Like, honestly, it allows me to relax more into it. And sometimes it advances and I'm like, oh, I didn't really catch what they said. But it's really nice for the voice acting.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. For voice acting, I turn it on.
Thanks, Om. Yeah, Ding 77.
Good. Now get to 79. I don't know.
If they talk, just note, I will mute.
Yep.
I haven't had a voice cutscene in a little bit.
Magnus's wife was a miner, you know. Greatest prospector there ever was. When the golem heart started failing, she was the first to head out in search of more. Problem was, most of the veins ran dry ages ago, and finding fresh ones to tap's only gotten harder. But she wasn't one to be deterred. She just kept digging deeper and deeper. And then the mine collapsed.
Thanks, Core.
We labored day and night to clear away the rubble, but it took us 2 months to find her.
Well, I mean, you only have an hour and a half to play, Chris, so it's up to you on
to
what you want to do.
find her body.
Oh, man, what a dark expansion. It's like there's just some, like, man.
Magnus has never been the same since.
Where is he, if you don't mind my asking?
Ah, yes, well, if he's not here, there's only one other place he'd be.
Oh, nuts. I hate when that happens, Chris. Have you done your leveling roulette and all that stuff? Yeah. Well, I mean...
What?
I've been doing side quests and fates and such as just kind of playing the game, so you might run into like
how many times must
where you're like, oh, I need a little bit more
trolley
experience.
won't run.
But you want to hit any quest that has a plus sign on it anyway, so the MSQ is usually designed to take you all the way from
piss off back
the previous
to wherever
captain
you came from
with one job.
Don't let me catch you around here again.
Drunk lying ahead.
What were their names?
My son was named Skuli. My wife, Agna. Being here with them, it beats going home. Home stopped being home when I lost them. I thought to try and drown my sorrows, but somehow the bottle's never deep enough.
No bottle is. Believe me, I know.
You've lost someone too?
Not like you. Not my own flesh and blood. I grew up an orphan, so I never really knew what family meant. Not until I met a man who offered to take me in and make me his pupil. He was a kindly soul, always looking out for me, like a father. Not that I appreciated that at the time, or anything else for that matter.
Yeah.
But I finally had a family. And then I robbed a young girl of hers. I did my best to make amends, to offer her comfort. But the more I look back on it, the more I realize just how inadequate my efforts were. I let her down. That is why I refuse to let her legacy die. In the end, all we can do is press on, for those we have lost, for those we can yet save. And that requires your Talos. Please, Magnus. You are our only hope of reaching Nabarth Areng.
What rubbish.
She's not gone. No matter what you say or believe, she's not. We can still bring her back.
Whew. Alright, I'm back.
And just in case you didn't hear me, Senior, yeah, it's every odd level. Yeah, roulettes are your best friend. Fates are too. Yeah, especially with how long, unless you're a healer, you're going to be in a long queue time. Even as a tank, which is, Chris knows it, it's weird, tanks having a long queue, right?
It's definitely like out of the ordinary. I wonder, we'll see how it ends up balancing out.
I think it will. Like, people will realize that the changes to healer were necessary, and they really were.
Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you have basically 4 DPSs. Everybody self-healing. It's like, what? Okay. Yeah, like the warrior doesn't have his HP recovery, so it's like I find myself healing a bunch, which, as a healer, that's kind of what I'm here for. You know, that's part of the game.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I just think of when I was playing WoW and like back in the day, like Wrath of the Lich King, and I mean, my favorite part about playing healer was the fact that I was actually a healer. I played Restoration Druid. And I was like, man, I love being a Healy tree, and then that is the only thing I like to do.
I wish we had a druid type job in this game. You know, we kind of had that shapeshifter.
Yeah, I think that'd be
aspect.
Really cool.
But then in my mind, then I'll be like, that job would be a job that has multiple roles.
Yeah, I probably would. Who knows? Unless maybe like you could change the DPS types.
That's true.
That it could be. Maybe like it could change between being more of like a melee or a ranged somehow, depending on what you transform into. I don't know. Maybe they could make a really weird form of Beastmaster like that.
Oh, you think Geo's coming in 8.0? Everybody was saying that. I was like, oh yeah, Geomancer's coming in 5. I'm like, I don't think it is. I wish you luck.
I feel like it could have.
Well, like they had the dungeon and stuff, and it's like, I don't know, that's just too on the nose.
I didn't see it, Corvette, but the weapons have been incredible. The weapons that people are running around with, just like every weapon I've seen other people have and every weapon I've been giving has been fantastic.
Hooray, I'm finally meeting the dwarves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 78.
Yeah, I thought Blue could be a druid.
The dwarves. That's crazy.
I still have hope for my Beastmaster at some point. Really sincerely want that job.
I don't think Blue ever could have been a druid because I think that they would have wanted it to look bestial, and we would have had to wait for Roth and the era to be implemented for the character models to be ready. Like, I think, like, that's why I'm so excited about all the pet changes and stuff, because the next limited job has access to all of that code.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. Beastmaster or Puppet Master? What says chat? And then also for voice chat here. What do you guys say?
I'm thinking Beastmaster. There's just too many strong vibes from this expansion that just yell Beastmaster.
Yeah.
I don't really want another limited job.
Really?
Really?
Oh, I'm right on board with that.
I've come around to it because it's like, yeah, what's the point? Yeah, it's
So do you want another deep dungeon?
Actually, yeah, I would prefer another deep dungeon over another limited job.
Well, it's not going to be over. That we'll probably get both. So I'm saying, like, it's the exact same thing. It's side content that's 100% optional.
Yeah, but at least deep dungeon, like, there's no, like, what rewards are there in, like, Blue Mage besides the title?
What rewards are there in deep dungeon besides a glamour?
Glamour and housing items and crafting materials and a bunch of other things. Glamour is the true end game.
I hate that so much. I think essentially the weakness of Blue shows the weakness of essentially open world content. If we had some with a few adjustments, I think it could actually be a really strong piece of content where you're able to kind of play and enjoy, you know, it with a lot of people. If they had some kind of glamour system of like where you learn the skills multiple times.
Imagine
We do it.
Go ahead, Chris.
I'm sorry. I have.
Imagine limited job PvP, man.
Yeah.
Once you have a couple limited jobs, giving them their own content where they're meant to engage with each other outside the rules, you know, it'd be fantastic. Give them their own dungeons, you know, that are meant to be ridiculous.
I guess that kind of thing could be cool, but I'm also the opinion that I don't want any more limited jobs.
All right, that's fine. I still think the system was going to be pretty interesting if they continue to develop on it, and all of a sudden
They shouldn't have called it a limited job.
Yeah.
Limited focuses on the things it can't do as a word, and job implies that it was a normal job in the first place, and it never was. It was side content like Deep Dungeon, like Relic, like going off and doing some of the stuff in Golden Saucer. Like it is optional content through and through.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
Lolly ho.
Lolly ho, baby.
They say it.
Yeah.
They say it.
Of course, they're dwarfs.
And it's meant to get you out in the world, which complements.
Imagine if you could take you could take Blue
tribes.
Mage into like Eureka and the Relic and things like that. I was like, like I'm fine with it participating in content. I'm fine with it not being able to matchmake. I think matchmaking.
I think it should
such
also
a
be a patch
convenience.
behind.
Like, yeah,
So I
patch
think it
find
shouldn't be allowed in the 5. It should not be allowed in the 5.1 raid until 5.2.
Yeah,
I
I'm
wouldn't
fine with
even say 5.2, 6.0. Like you can't go into 5.0 until 6.
No, it should be at current cap. I think
Yeah.
that's a mistake.
I agree. I think that to that point,
But
where
I
it's
don't
like-
want to. I don't want to pull people off in Party Finder while content is still highly relevant. So like, if you want to, put it behind a content patch or two, that's fine. But I don't. I think putting a whole expansion behind is not fair, because it makes people think it's worthless.
Yeah, because
Well,
at the end
they
you're-
haven't said rally ho, but they said lally ho.
Lally ho.
Yeah, they haven't said rally ho.
So
Yeah,
Brian,
go ahead.
this expansion's really tickling my love for Final Fantasy XI.
Yes, it is.
It's so good.
That's what I hope that whatever ends up being the next Eureka Diadem ends up being. It's impossible, and my crackpot like wish list here is just not going to make a lot of sense for anybody who didn't play 11. But where you use the world visit system, you go into essentially its own quote unquote world, and then all of a sudden it's kind of like you. And then as the player, from a leveling perspective, you get to choose to engage with whatever content. You can do the New Game Plus, or just go. Like if I could level,
nuts.
And if I could go and play in this on this other server that had different rules, like where you don't want to go solo, where you do, that would be a really interesting experiment. That's also not on these instant servers. I think the biggest weakness of Eureka was its reliance on the instant server. But if now that we have World Visit, it would be really cool to see them spin up that system on a server like we're on right now, and so then all of it, but then that has different rules that apply to it. They could even do open world PvP or whatever they wanted, just to really kind of, drive the point home. It's like, yep, if you want to go onto this world, here are the rules. World visit, here you go, have fun. Welcome to the 6th shard or whatever. God bless you.
Thank you. And all they have to do with Blue is give us a reason to keep doing it. The problem is it just died out so fast. So that could be letting me get glamour versions of the skills by unlocking the skills more often. That could be letting it get to the current level cap. That could be having it get some special unique reward from fates. It could be faster at grinding old relic weapons. It doesn't matter what it is. Just give me a reason to use it beyond unlocking all the skills once.
Blue would also benefit, I think everything in this game, from a glamour level system. Once you're at level cap, keeping XP relevant. That was one of the fun things about Blue, is it brought people back into the open world and playing together. And then obviously once you didn't need experience anymore, there was no reason to stay out there. And if you could keep that experience, I think you could see a lot of fun going on with open world grinds. And then that just becomes another option for leveling. It's like, okay, you can level in the open world if you want, and here's all these options. You got the fates, you got just mobs, and I don't know. Wow, 1 of 7. They really want me to inspect these rocks.
Oh, you're on the rock thing too?
Yeah.
That's what I'm on.
I think we're all kind of in step right now. About an hour and 15 minutes till server maintenance, guys.
Oh, you know what them were, don't you? The Wandering Knockers? Those are Colvins.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's always a fun
Cut
thing.
off. Got moved to AFK. Are any of you guys drastically overpowered from time to time in this content? My fell cleaves are taking things out in 4 hits right now.
I think that's just the open world stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, the open world stuff. I remember doing open world content in Stormblood, and even doing level 60.
Such a bummer.
Yeah. I was gonna say the one area I didn't feel really overpowered in was Ratika.
I really was hoping the world would feel more dangerous, but if in questing gear it doesn't feel dangerous, that's not going to get better as I get raid gear.
Right.
You're just going to be mowing things down.
This thing, Chris. You think I was in mostly level 400 gear, literally level 70 distance watch.
I'm in I-400 right now. Oh, higher than I-400, actually.
Brian, do you remember the Crystal Warriors?
The Crystal
in
Warriors?
11? Yeah, in the White Tower and
Oh, I know you're
Oh
talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
the
Oh yeah, right. 100% right.
The
Well, I
shadow
love the
ones.
lizards too. Like, you know how they have the rock lizards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I love that those are back.
So I don't know if you've run across one of those yet, but I just did. I won't tell you where.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, yeah, it does have a lot of. I see some 11 vibes, some Final Fantasy 1 vibes. Like, it's just kind of neat to see how these shards kind of function, and it just, gosh, man, like.
If high quality crafting is so much harder, why are the high quality mats not going for much higher? When I went to sell my mats earlier, I went to sell some of my Shadowbringers mats. The high qualities and the normals were trading at the same price. And in theory, like, what do you think is driving that? Because I would think that if high quality is a lot harder, the new thing about
I
how
would
they
say
are really encouraging
probably the lack of player base.
Yep.
So when 5.1 gets here and we start rebuilding the city, you think that'll
No,
sort of...
I'm saying it's because we're still in the beta.
Okay. So 5.1 is when crafters should be kind of announced what they want.
Yeah,
I would
we
think
should
so.
we should see that start up. Like, once kind of more story people clear the story and get into crafting. I know, like, for me, there's a real big value. There's a lot of prepping for that, because one of the cool things about the rebuilding of Ishgard is that you can participate in it on any level for crafting and gathering. So it's like, oh, you could actually use it to level, but then the real strength of it comes into play with, obviously, if you're at level 80. So my hope is that we see the community come in and try to encourage to help more people get up there, because it's like, yeah, let's get this done. And then the more people we have at level 80, the more people who can participate it more efficiently, etc. So I think, yeah, crafting and gathering is something I do. I don't think I'm gonna wait till
How many cutscenes?
until, like, obviously the end of the expansion. Further ruin.
I'm running the Katana Revel now for the first time, so I can see what all the hype's about.
Nice.
First raid will be in 2 weeks, and then we'll get Savage 2 weeks after that. So in the next 2 weeks, ideally you're done with story, and you're in as much of the 440 gear as you can get your hands on. I don't think I'll have any trouble gearing out one class, but then I gotta start leveling my second class.
Yeah.
I don't think, like, doing your roulette should, just like always, like, should get you at least, if they keep the same, pace as it was, Stormblood, 2 levels a day.
Yeah, I felt like it didn't take too long after, because you get the armory bonus, you get, yeah, it doesn't seem to be horrible.
It's a lot of XP, but the roulettes reward you as well, so.
They really, like, without separating Summoner and Scholar, they really separated Summoner and Scholar. Like, it is, like, they call the skills somewhat similar, but they're not.
Man, seeing that Crystal Warrior, or just the way that they colored that character, brought back so many awesome memories
You
from
may
11.
not remember this about Arminfilia, but prior to founding the Path of the 12, long before the Scions, she was something of a miner. After her father died, Flamine took her in and taught her the trade. I think they were both seeking to fill the void left by a loved one. Maybe that's why she took to it so readily. Back in those days, I spent most of my time in the quicksand, or some other tavern, loosening tongues and gathering secrets. Occasionally, I'd catch a glimpse of her in the street, on her way home after another hard day's work. I always felt a wave of relief when I saw she'd come back safe, along with a pang of guilt at the fact I wasn't there to support her as I should have been. Simply speaking with her more than once in a blue moon would have been a good start, but I could never bring myself to do it. Instead, I threw myself into my work and became every drunkard's best friend. Far from it. And Flamine has never let me live it down.
Yeah, solo duties can't have DPS checks. Core.
But that was a lifetime ago. Here and now, I have another chance to do things right. And I will not squander it again.
Yeah.
Hey! Come and see what I found! You're not going to believe this.
Tell me it's Leonine.
It is at that. You lot were born lucky. It's mostly broken pieces. But look at this.
This is a rather fine specimen.
It's been decades since we found anything approaching this big. But that's not all. There's an engraving on it.
Ah, these scratches here. They're a little hard to make out. To my beloved Magnus and Schoolie.
Yes! Do you see? It was a gift to Magnus from his wife. She found it. She really found it. She must have spent her final hours carving this message into the stone, in the hope that he might see it one day.
You're one
Those
level before this?
rock-backed
Nice.
bastards must have made off with it before we could clear a path to her. It's fate that brought you here to find this stone. No other explanation. It makes me wonder what else might still be buried in these parts.
Mojo Jojo. Alright, 1 second.
Prepare the tools for me, but like I don't see anything to interact with.
There's a
look in the
go to your duty thing or duty or a key item.
Yeah, it's your key items, or it's also you can just go to your quest thing. You'll press
Oh,
it.
why did my quest thing turn off? So I've been having hotbars turn off lately. That's like a new thing that's been happening.
I was freezing the air. Whew, it's chilly. Alright, what kind of dye? Wine red, lilac purple, coral. I'll go with the complete. Looks like a I don't know how to say that word.
Holy crap. One second, I want to see this item. Hey, Chris.
Yep.
I'm making something in FC chat because that actually looks pretty cool.
Dwarven Mithril Hammer?
Yeah, I just linked it. So when you, it's in the FC chat.
Yeah, I see it. I'm gonna.
That looks cool.
Try on. Oh, that's a nice hammer. That's awesome.
I just saw a guy with it. I'm like, that looks awesome.
Oh, I got a therapist. Got the glasses, rocking it.
Okay, so let's go to HUD layout. Duty list. I don't know why that did that. I've been having all sorts of things turn off lately.
Your UI?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Just running right along, and then something will just be gone. Yesterday it was my my menu buttons disappeared, and today it was my quest menu.
Hmm.
So then I didn't know I had a key item because I didn't have the quest open, and I was like, I was looking for like a quest to pick up because I didn't think I had a quest.
Oh, nice, Chris. So he's got just finished the Ilmeg Aether Current finds, and now on a quest to get the last 3.
Oh yeah, and Chris, I was going to tell you, the Aether Currents this time around, there's really no need for a guide. They're pretty simple. 90% of them, you literally pass them while you're running through two MSU.
Mr. Rabbit, 4 rabbits. Welcome to the workforce. Anybody ever like was in Boy Scouts? Like you'd have this fire blow in your eyes, and you'd be like, "I hate rabbits. I hate rabbits." I think who was I talking about? Like, was that you, Chris, or somebody was like? And Julie had no idea what I was talking about. So yeah, it was a whole scouting thing. I don't know why.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Sparta?
Oh no, I'm agreeing with Christopher. Like he's saying, like Stormblood's Aether Currents were ridiculous. I totally agree. Like Shadowbringers is a lot better.
Preparations for the enchantment are complete. When the heart hath been suffused with a sufficient quantity of ether, the golem should be restored to life.
Nice.
All right then. Whenever you're ready.
I don't think it was number. I think it was probably just more the placement. Yeah, I think Heaven's Word was a really good story. I'm digging on this story.
It's working. It's working. Magnus.
Yes, Deadman, absolutely.
You left me for this? This wretched heap of stone and rubble?
Mm-hmm.
This worthless pile of earth? And yet, I can't.
Man, the voice acting is really good in this expansion.
What troubleth thee, child?
I shouldn't be here. I don't deserve to be. I don't deserve any of the things you've done for me. I'm just a burden, helpless and hopeless. If tomorrow came and I was gone, it would be better for everyone.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Silver.
Thancred most of all. He'll never admit it, but I can see it in his eyes. I wish he'd just say it. Just say that he hates me, that he wishes I was dead so that she could return.
None of this is thy doing, child. 'Twas I who set the Oracle on her path unto the first. I who condemned you all to suffer these torments. 'Tis my sin alone, and one that will haunt me unto my dying day. Yet I dare not dwell over long on my many regrets, for the world is a tapestry of fates, interwoven and inseparable. And we who strive to better it cannot choose but make difficult decisions.
Yeah, Greek core.
For naught of worth was ever achieved without sacrifice. And thus must man ever struggle to weigh life against loss. The one for whom thou mournest beareth no grudge. Were she here, she would not suffer thee to languish in sorrow. She would tell thee to seek thine own path, thine own purpose. It is a truth which I myself was slow to learn. Yet a truth it remaineth. Thou needst but have faith, and all will be well. Not today.
Okay. Oh, Castrum stuff. Or the Crystallarium, never mind.
To what do I owe the pleasure that is your extended stay?
Oh, to the tediousness of our hero's present endeavors. That and the insufferable abundance of light in Armorang. I should be glad to keep my distance. Oh, I'm rather fond of sleep, you know. It's a wonderful way to pass the time. Not that my compeers would agree, mind you. Always on the move, the lot of them. Like La Hebrea, constantly jumping from vessel to vessel. Such fire, such determination. So much passion fleeting and forgotten. Come to think of it, Exarch, I don't believe I've ever seen you retire to your chambers for so much as 40 winks. However do you keep your eyes from closing?
I don't have eyes.
The cold shoulder. You wound me, sir. Always so guarded in our every interaction. Interactions you curiously refrain from sharing with the Scions and their champion.
Yeah, Lady Wizard, thank
And
you.
risk souring your budding relationship? I think not. Much as I dislike you, there are more useful targets for his energies. And I'm not in the habit of pointing him at my enemies like a weapon.
Yeah, I think Orianji did a real good
Is
job
that
in
right?
that scene.
Fond of him, are you? You continue to fascinate me, Exarch. But tell me, who are you? The once great nation whose ingenuity gave birth to this tower was shaped by my hand. As such, I know full well the wonders it can facilitate and those it cannot. There is nothing in these walls which could have aided you in summoning our dear friend across time and space. Much less in possession of his mortal flesh. Not even I could have performed
Carlos.
such a feat.
I see. You had a hand in Alag as well. You would know what I am? I am the adjudicator of the sacred history with which you dared trifle. I am keeper of this tower's boundless wisdom. The wisdom of ages without age, of everywhere and nowhere. The great work of those who tamed the wings of time and grasped the nature of the rift. 'Tis a boon born of the sacrifice of brave heroes who gave their lives for a brighter future. I will not see their hopes and dreams squandered. The history which led us here will be unwritten. I promise you that.
Well, it seems we're both eager to fulfill our duties then.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
On that much, we are in agreement.
I ran it twice.
Man.
I mean, you got one piece of gear from it.
Did I?
Had to have.
From the quest?
No, from the dungeon.
The auto thing at the end, I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You get an auto. You get one auto piece of gear.
You got one auto piece of gear from the dungeon?
Yeah, always.
Let's get you in a Nabath Arang. Hey Chris, how far are you from the... Alright, have you got a Nabrath? Yep.
No, I stopped and was doing stuff with the video.
Oh, okay.
It'll go live when servers go offline.
Cool.
So I'm way behind you now.
Okay.
You're about to have one of the. You just get to cross the ring.
Almost. I think that's where they keep talking about it.
We have an hour left, so
Yeah.
I'll just keep
on
plugging
keeping
along,
on.
and then if I get to the point, if I get caught up with like a dungeon or something, then I'll just do fates. I'm not gonna pull anything else this late.
You got a while for a dungeon. Because you get the final twist. Well, one of the
final twists.
This is gonna fail. I'm gonna fail. Whoa. How the hell did the night die there?
I hear Chuck.
Yeah, he's figured out how to squeak his little toy, so he runs around just squeaking it.
So Groth the Tia is is one of the, I guess, inherited royal bloodlines that's able to control the Crystal Tower, and so you kind of deal with him as a part of the Crystal Tower storyline. I have it as a part of the Storm, kind of the story so far, Stormblood. So I talk about who he is in that video after that because it I feel it kind of leads into this, and so he's kind of a part of it. He's got the blood to control the tower, and he ends up putting the tower to sleep and the people within it, just like Emperor Zonde and Amon did. So there's all these kind of concept of clones within the Aleg, and that's what Zonde was. And so Zonde was the emperor who came back and restored the Allegan Empire to its former glory. And but he did it driven kind of somewhat mad by his mortality because he had already died. And he came back. Amon, who was the leader in seeing his empire in decline, made a clone of Zonde, brought him back, and Zonde then made a pact with the Cloud of Darkness from the 13th shard, the Void. And to power all that, he sent up the moon Dalmud, which was imprisoned for Bahamut to help continue feed that. And essentially, the Cloud of Darkness can't hurt any of the royal bloodline, but her whole goal was to come into the source and devour it. And so that's kind of why we had to put that to a stop. If any of that makes sense, let me know. Let's see here. Speak with Minfilia. Let's see if any of these.
But yeah, a lot of people are rumoring. I have not finished the story. I don't want to know the end. A lot of people are speculating that the Exarch is Grahatia.
Right.
Because we don't, like, even the people, even our allies are like what's his name? The Warrior of Darkness. The actual Warrior of Darkness.
The only other people who interacted him besides us was like Sid and them, and they're not a part of the story.
Yeah.
So it's not like all these characters would know who Grahatia is.
Well, I think... Yeah, I don't think anyone that's, like... We're the only person that would have, you know...
Yeah, head over the playlist. Like, I don't know if anybody's got the link. Let me see if I got the link. You get for enough away from that enemy. Let's see here. And... yeah, because I have a whole playlist. If you haven't seen the third one, that's where I talk about the Crystal Tower. So copy that, and here you go. If you haven't, yeah, that's the story summary playlist, going over 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0 Crystal Tower. Yeah, originally I was estimating it at about like an hour and 20 minutes, but I think I came in at about an hour for all three total. It's a lot of content. And I mispronounce things, and I don't do it on purpose, but you know, it's just something I struggle with. Yeah. Let's ride. Alright, so we got 45 minutes. I might end up, if I unlock the dungeon, I might just kind of go and do Fates.
What quest are you on?
I'm on full steam ahead.
Okay, yeah. You got a little while more.
I love that guy. Dry Spire Giant Tender? Nice.
You have to go through the major cutscene that I was talking about.
Okay.
Before
That's
you
fine.
even get to the next dungeon.
Perfect. That makes me excited. Nothing there. Bum, 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 bum. I can turn off the frame rate reduction when tabbing out. See that under system. Nice. Excellent. Alright, Magnus. Looks like we got a little instance fight here. Level 77. The single player duty gets nuts. It's like, let's buckle up.
Ariange?
Thou must needs carry on without me. The path to Nabartha Rang lieth open. Whilst thou travellest thither to the south, I would apprise Mistress Alize and the others of our progress. As circumstances permit, I will thereafter
I can definitely
rejoin
see
the
why you
hunt
like
for
the
remaining
Katana
loved
Rebel a
ones.
lot, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
I had a really good time with.
Yeah.
Magnus, will the gate close immediately after the trolley passes through?
No, it will stay open until someone closes it.
I'm back.
Built
Welcome
that
back.
way to prevent any untimely accidents.
Then you and the others can meet us in Nabartha Rang, after giving the Ilmorans the slip.
Ariange. Thank you for everything.
Remember, thou needst but have faith.
I don't know, Lone.
If you
How was your
finished with your
PlayStation?
goodbyes, I suggest you grab hold of something. Be a shame if you took
Maybe
a
a little
tumble.
can of air or something if it's like dusty or overheating.
The tracks beyond the gate aren't in the best of shape, so the trolley can only go as far as Malik.
Malik.
Godspeed.
All right, let's rock and roll. Yeah.
Ah, that must be the gate.
Yeah, I don't know, Lone.
Well, so far so good.
Here in about 40 minutes, Derek. Oh, hello, Ranjit.
Wait, is that Ranjit? You're a stubborn old swine, aren't you?
One who has mastered Gukumots fears not the blackest pit or the fieriest hell. Your deeds in the east did not go unnoticed. Long have I lain in wait, and sure enough, you did not disappoint. Had you only sworn fealty to Lord Vorthry, you'd have no cause to skulk about like frightened animals. You will remain as you are, while I dispatch these villains.
No, I won't. I won't let you.
You forget to whom you speak. Who armed you, trained you, fought and killed 1,000 sin-eaters with you? And when you were inevitably cut down and lay lifeless in my arms, who sought out your successor to carry on the futile struggle again and again?
Slickster, welcome to the workforce.
We seek to bring peace to what is left of this shattered land, while these mad fools would only bring further chaos down upon us. Do not be deceived, child. Only by Lord Vorthry's hand will this dying world know a sliver of salvation.
I don't know about the world, but I never asked to be saved. However much it hurts, and however hard it gets. It's my life, and I want to live it on my own terms! And those mad fools you want me to abandon, the ones I've traveled with, fought with, and may one day die with, they feel the same. So no, I will not be deceived, no matter what you say. I refuse to believe it's all for nothing. They're everything to me. All I have, and all I need. And I would gladly do anything for them. Let us pass, or kill me. I'm not leaving here without them.
Yeah, you go, Minfilia.
How dare you? Very well. If you would cast your lot with villains, then you shall share their fate.
I heard what you said, and I'm sorry for all the things I've left unspoken. You have to go, now!
Thancred, no!
Go! Do what you came here to do. I'll not have you waste that newfound resolve on me. I leave her in your hands. Hurry!
Can we 3 fight them together? Keep going, yeah. You're gonna have to get their Thancred.
Not another step. Your fight is with me.
You think yourself her protector? As if a whelp like you could be a better father to her than me.
Interesting dynamic between him and Thancred. You play as Thancred? Oh, the music is amazing! Oh, heck yes!
Come on!
Oh, and he's got the PvP combo system! Thank you! Oh, knock him down. And the song is incredible. So annoying.
This is going well.
Vanity.
Vanity of vanities.
Beast of my blood, answer my call!
Oh, snap!
Rend my foes and ward their blows!
Add-on charges. I love the combo system here, though. Like, man, I would love it for some of the PvP stuff, PvE stuff.
When will you learn?
When will you learn? Oh, we got some enemies.
Die!
Can I attack them? Can I do anything?
Not good.
Fire around for my gunblade. Nice.
Yeah!
61%. This is a big old fight. 60%. Oh man, get out of that. Shattered skies.
And you presume to be her protector?
Pathetic. More serpent heads. Can I target them? I cannot target them.
No quarter!
Whew. Plenty of time for a chance to strike. Ah. Oh my gosh. Ah, come on.
Why do you persist in this folly?
Is that all?
Oh, okay.
Fall! Fools to a man! Fall!
Dadgummit.
Alright.
Yes, this is Ranjit.
Chain and Fates. That's all I'm doing.
Get out of there. What is going on? Spin him around. Just keeps. Don't do this at home, tanks. Come on. Come on. Leave me alone. Leap of faith. Yes. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Josiah, welcome to the workforce. Whew, that was an intense fight. Oh man, it shows on them. Shows them both.
You would have her suffer and die. I would spare her that fate.
That is not for you or anyone else to decide ever again.
Okay.
Not a single day goes by that I don't think about all that you have given me. Countless memories and moments I took for granted. Gods, you grew up so fast.
Hey, what's up, Liza?
But you had to, didn't you? For those you had lost. For those you could yet save.
Well, howdy from Texas.
A world teetering on the very brink of oblivion. For which you gave your everything. Without hesitation. Your kindness. Your compassion. Your love. Then and now. one last time, with a little help. I'm so proud to have been a part of your life.
Howdy from New York.
Oh, Minfilia.
Texas boys. That was a hard fight too. That was fun, but it was like wow, which is kind of nice because it wasn't like, oh, just get him down to 10, you know, just get him down to 60% or whatever. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. Here we go. All right, we got 18 minutes. Oh, congrats, D-Burner. We're making such good progress. Congrats, Leland. That's awesome. Oh, the echo for both. Oh man, nice, Lone.
Run for your lives! It's the flood! The flood!
Ah! The end is nigh! Look! There's somebody up there! On top of the palace!
Still has good progress, Devin.
No, stand back. We shall stay the flood.
But this is what I want! It's my sacrifice to make!
Your time has not yet come. When all hangs in the balance, you must give them hope.
Minfilia!
This place.
Hello, hello.
You.
Ours is a meeting long overdue. Full glad am I that we may finally speak.
Nice, Omar.
My dear, sweet child. Yours is a burden none should ever be forced to bear. Such pain and suffering you have endured. Yet still you came. For this and more, I thank you.
I've lost count of the times I've almost given up. If people hadn't helped me every step of the way, I never would have made it.
Yet here you stand, resolved. Now, tell me your heart's desire.
To defeat the Sin Eaters, and bring this world back from the brink. The remaining Wardens have hidden themselves from us. But with the power of the Oracle, I thought we might be able to find them.
Indeed you could. Their radiance would be unmistakable. But know, my child, that the power you seek will come at a price. We stand now at the crossroads. A decision must be made. 'Tis only natural to be afraid, to hesitate. But for your many trials, you have grown stronger and wiser. And with the love and support of those you hold dear, you have grown to love yourself.
So how do you like to level the Detour? Oh man, I just skip. I've never done it. I did it back when things were skippable. I haven't touched it since.
The flood has washed away so much of this world. So many people and places and possibilities. And all the heroes who fought to protect them. Yet here the Scions are, trying so hard to help those few of us who remain, and seeing how tirelessly they work, how completely committed they are to the cause. I can't help but believe. But I want to do more than just watch and cheer. I want to make a difference. I want to help them, like they
Well,
helped
that's good to
me,
hear, though, Omar.
and maybe even inspire
Yeah.
others to do the same.
I also do Alliance, the Detour. So kind of with what you just said with the list, and then I'll do
Coming
the Alliance
together,
raid.
providing for one another. That's the only way forward I can see. Since all of our heroes are gone, we'll just have to make heroes of ourselves.
"'Tis a beautiful, wonderful dream. One we share. Though my power was all but spent in staying the flood, I prayed this final act would give hope to those who survived. That self-same hope lives on in you. It gives me comfort to know that the future is in capable hands. If ever you should falter, remember this. No one, however powerful, is immune to the whisperings of doubt and despair.
I like them, Patrick, for
not
both
give
the
in to
XP and the ranking up system that they
But do not
built in.
deny them
So I'm having a lot of fun with them. I don't know if it's
Look instead
Worthwhile
at the
XP,
light
but it's still
within,
XP.
that you may continue to serve as a beacon to others.
Thank you, Minfilia, for believing in us.
Yeah, Lone Wolf.
For believing
If that
in me.
keeps happening, that makes sense to go ahead and just skip it. I don't know what the heck why that's happening to you.
Dearest friend, no words can express my gratitude to you for keeping her safe in these tumultuous times. You are a hero to us both. But not even the most valiant heroes can stand alone. Only together may you change the fate of two worlds.
That's excellent. Oh, her hair's changed. So her eyes. Alright, Lightworn time. Yeah, a little bit of a ginger. Alright. Search for Thancred. I like Scholar. Actually, like any of the group content, I've been playing as Scholar, and then all for this questing, I've been doing Summoner. So it's totally worth it to me. It's gonna take 6 minutes. What's up, Clint?
The maintenance is actually starting sooner than what they anticipated, so they said for people to log out.
I'll let them kick me. As I have on many occasions, just okay, let me know.
But yeah, it's getting really good.
Two armadillos.
But yeah, I'm ready to head on out. I gotta work tomorrow.
All right, man. Have a good day at work, dude.
Yep, will do.
Talk to you soon.
Yep, later.
Ah, there you are. We were worried.
Yeah,
Really?
Jeffrey.
He wasn't the one that nearly got himself killed. It's a good thing Urianger called on us when he did. You were at death's door when we found you.
But thanks to your timely ministrations, I was not obliged to walk through it.
No, it's not like 12 hours. It's like 3 or 4.
Minfilia?
You saw her.
Yeah, 3 hours.
I know I haven't exactly been pulling my weight up till now, but that's all going to change, starting today. I'll do whatever it takes to make Minfilia's dream a
Sorry,
reality.
Jeffrey.
I can track the Light Wardens now. Maybe even help you fight them.
I'm glad you're back.
You don't have to say that, you know.
But I want to. Your family. How else would I feel?
Hug her, dadgummit, Thancred.
She will need a name.
A name?
A name of her own. I would not have her walk in the shadow of another any longer. And I think it a fitting tribute to our departed friend, too. At the mention of Minfilia, I would remember the woman who preserved our fellowship when all seemed lost.
Call her Minnie.
Do you remember what you were called before you were taken to Yulmore?
I'm sorry, I don't. I couldn't have been very old when it happened.
Then we must think of a new name. Suggestions?
If the lady herself has no preference, I think the honor should rightly fall to Thancred. After all they have been through together, he's practically a father to her.
Well spotted. I'm so glad you're here to explain these things.
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
Oh, nothing.
Yeah.
What about Rean?
Ah, blessing in Fae. Wait, doth this mean thou wert listening when I delivered my lectures on the pixies?
Not exactly, but that one word made an impression.
Yeah, here, I guess in a minute or two.
Of course, if it's not to your liking, I can think of something else.
Rean. Yes, I rather like the sound of it.
He does have selective hearing.
Thank you.
That settles it then. Welcome aboard, Rean.
I won't let you down.
Nice, Rectorhood. Too many blows to the head. Alright. Boom, bum, 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 bum. Cool, that was awesome. The servers will be shutting down for all worlds. Let's see what happens if I accept this. Anybody here still here in chat? I have myself muted. It's just me. Well, thanks. Oh, sorry, I was talking to the in Discord, but yeah, no one's in the channel. Give it to me. Bum, 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 bum. Sweet. Alright, let me see if I can't teleport to... I'll go to the Crystal. I'll go to Mist. Before I can get the teleport. Alright guys, that's it. Thanks so much for hanging out. Hopefully y'all had a fun evening. I had a lot of fun. 77, getting our way there. Hopefully we'll get it knocked out. We've got going to be over on Twitch tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central for Comic Storian. We're going to do a Casually Hardcore podcast. And then on Wednesday morning, we actually got Ryan, Scott Zone. I don't know why I said Ryan. We've got him Wednesday to go over that. So we've got two podcasts. One will roll out this week. One will roll out on our normal podcast day on Monday. I hope you guys have an amazing evening. Thanks for hanging out. Love you all. And I will see you next time.